Yo, what's up,
Yep.
boy? Crypto Pirates, and welcome to your Discourse Syndicate. I'm Captain RG3. I'm here with my number one cutthroat and partner in crime here, Litecoin Moses. Heck, Jesus.
What's up, man?
Oh,
Doing good, man. Doing good.
man, dude, we haven't even talked to each other in the last couple of days, and we're getting ready for the FN Hangout. And usually we talk. Man, what a crazy ass week and day. Man, I've had some just insanity going on, but good to see you, bro.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we streamed for quite a lot that last time. I think we did like damn near like it must have been like 11 hours, 10 hours of streaming. Well, on that one day, back-to-back streams.
Yeah, well, it was 5 hours on our stream, which we lost the last hour, bro. We lost the last hour of it.
No,
I'm still trying to find it. And fucking Richard was on too, man. Of all times to lose the stream. You know, of course, everybody knows YouTube cut us off. They didn't kill the channel, but they killed the stream. And then, of course, StreamYard only recorded 4 hours of it. And however, we did stream to some other platforms. I'm trying to see if I can dig that off. I just haven't had the time yet to really get into it. All kinds of things have been going on personally, and my mom was in town, and this was her last day today. So I've been like running around like crazy, I had to do my sister's stream. And I don't know if you guys know, but my sister has a Native American show that she does that I help her with. And there's all this stuff going on at Mount Rushmore right now. And man, Indian people are all freaking pissed.
I heard a little bit of that. Yeah.
Well, people don't understand, and I don't want to get into a whole nother subject. What people don't understand is put it in perspective. What we call Mount Rushmore today was the Lakota people's Mount Sinai. That was their sacred hills, their like land where God came from, basically. And so that has always been a kind of a symbol. They called it the six grandfathers, and there's actually was six native. You could only see 2 or 3 of them now today because they blasted them all off and put those other faces on there. So it's always been kind of like a sore spot, and now it's, you know. But anyway, that's political crap. We don't talk about that stuff here. But anyway, today was so speaking of fireworks. Today, who knows what's going to happen today, but the FN Hangout's happening. Everyone's invited. Last FN Hangout, we ended up with some fireworks, and
to say the least,
it turned into a shit show for the whole week.
Right.
And it just spiraled. Whole thing just spiraled out of control all week. And you know, people made probably some bad decisions with how they acted and whatnot. But hey, that's whatever. We're all a bunch of dirty fucking pirates anyway, so I don't care.
Right. Remember, we elected the captain. Remember
that. and you know, it was supposed to culminate today with kind of both sides of the issue. We're going to come on and talk today and hash it out and have a hexagon and hexagon it out, you know. And
Hexamania 1, baby.
Hexamania. But once I called back and declined to come on, but so, you know, we'll see what happens tonight and who comes on and what we talk about and all those things. I'm ready. I'm going to start. So here's the other cool thing, bro. I think, I don't know if I told you, but StreamYard gave us 10 guests to put on now.
Yeah, I saw that when I was logging in, man. I was like, you can now do 10 guests. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, so that's cool. So no more sitting around in the back lobby. So any of you who want to come on tonight, it's a great night, so we can test out how many guests and kind of test out how fucked up it's going to be when we have 10 people on here trying to talk to each other, you know, because you know, 6 is somewhat manageable, but I don't know what happens when we put 10 on. So
dude, we could play Hollywood Squares. Literally, I think we could
start eliminating motherfuckers off of the thing. Like, no, you were wrong.
Wrong. Bam.
All right. So far coming in. So we've got our man and fellow cutthroat, the Discourse Syndicate Cutthroats. Our man ConX. What's happening, brother?
Man, another good day. Another good day. Hope the same for you guys.
Tax haven man himself.
So far. and then now coming in for like the second, third time, maybe even fourth time, Hexadecimal. What's up, dude?
Hey,
What up,
how's it
bro?
going, guys? Wow,
Good to see you,
good to
buddy.
be here.
What's up, dude?
Good to have
Buying
you.
some more Hex right now. Staking out that staking ladder, Ryan's staking ladder. Been trying to build it, you know.
That's a wrestler name right there. Hexadecimal.
I like it.
Yeah, man.
I
I'm
stole
stoked.
it actually. It's not mine. It's not original. It's you know, there's a show about, I don't know. There's this cartoon about it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So-
I thought you might have. One of you guys might have been like, "Oh yeah, I've seen it." Apparently not.
No,
I will now. I'll check it out now. I haven't. Dude, I'm old, so I'm not too hip to much shit, to be honest.
Hexadecimal, I believe, was the most powerful character in the show. That like he's supposedly a villain, but he's actually like a virus, like an antivirus, program. I don't know. It's this whole thing. You'd have to watch it.
Osmosis Jones, sort of thing.
Oh
Is it part of
yeah,
that?
kind of, yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's like, yeah, that would be the biological
Right.
equivalent, I guess.
Yeah.
So 10 people. I think you can get 10 people in here.
Yeah, well, see, we will see how it goes. I'm hoping we get 10 people. It usually takes a few minutes before we get people rolling in. The one of the things that I can't see now is because the counter up here is set for YouTube for some reason. It's like a YouTube counter, and
Right.
I'm just not even going to broadcast to them today. You know,
That's
screw it.
smart.
I don't care how many people, you know, go on there and know us from that, you know, because we were getting a lot of viewers and we had a lot of subscribers. But you know what? Screw it. We'll just build it from DLive, because DLive's got a better platform anyway. And I'll just upload shit to YouTube until they
Right.
shut us down. But from what I understand, the live streaming algorithms, me and Hexo talked about it. It's the live streaming algorithm that they flag you, and then if they don't like what they see, or something gets said or talked about or whatever that they don't like, they boom you. So I think that's kind of where our vulnerability is. So screw that. I'm just gonna go DLive, and I don't know if I have the DLive chat function down properly yet. I'm gonna pull this. I'm just kind of learning. Well, I've been learning all this shit.
I can't see any comments at all, actually, for at least on my end.
That's why
Did
I
they
have
ever
two
say
windows
why?
up on each screen so I can
No.
watch
They never
live.
told us. They never even told us. Like I was talking to Hexologist last night, and he told me he actually found the original interview me and him did like way early on. So I think he's gonna repost it pretty soon, because that video actually got took down, and so did the interview with him and Richard Hart as well got taken down too. Right, and then after that, his channel went out.
I wonder if it's Richard that they're trying to
watching. Yeah,
they're trying to.
I've heard I've watched different streamers, guys that are like way bigger than we ever, you know what I mean? And they said that basically once a lawyer got involved, YouTube backed off, because they just act like they're just like this arbitrary authority, and they just do whatever they want because you don't have, like, they're a bully basically.
Yeah,
they're a bully. And this guy, he said he spent like $1 million on a lawyer, got like a really good lawyer, and then they just totally backed off and stopped messing with him. I mean, they went after like PewDiePie.
yeah,
right.
PewDiePie.
Yeah.
He's bigger than CNN now.
He made
like way bigger.
YouTube. What are they talking about? He made YouTube.
Yeah.
he built
Yeah.
YouTube.
He built it.
Yeah. And they went after like their number one. It's like, what are they? I don't understand their business model at all.
Right.
Well, I don't know if you guys saw when David Icke was getting taken down off of like every show that he was on, including London Real. Valuetainment was proactive about getting him on, and they had their attorneys talk to Google first. And he's one of the few that did not get the David Icke interview removed.
Lawyers. I mean, basically, you have to be a
proactive,
a landlord. I mean, literally, like some sort of like lord of a land and shit.
Yeah,
So
lord of the yeah.
Well, I have an attorney.
I guess Jim will be fine then. Jim's got money. He could just, you know, and Richard just throw lawyers at it. I mean, other than that, like, but the rest of us, we're just we're peons, we're plebeians.
I have one of the largest attorneys in Colorado and Oklahoma on retainer. If you guys want us to be preemptive about sending them a letter, I can have them drafted up in a minute. It wouldn't take but probably 10 minutes of their time to do.
Just throw them a little.
It might help, honestly.
I think.
I know,
you know,
absolutely.
I think that it'd be I don't know. It helps with the pirate reputation getting kicked out of shit. So go ahead, fucking drag me through the dirt.
Right.
Well, it's exactly what I want. So it isn't hurting me none. Let me do something real quick. I want to say, so here's the thing, guys. So all of you at this point, so now that we can do 10 streamers on StreamYard, I'm going to go back to OBS because I trashed OBS because we couldn't put enough streamers on and I couldn't communicate. We're going to try and put 7 on. So I said, forget it, screw it. So I'm going back to OBS because we have 10 streamers. I'm going to, Hexo put me to school and showed me all the things to do so that I can get DLive functioning on OBS and get it all nice and cool. So first of all, thank you guys all for being in the chat room. I see all the lemons, Stylus, Flying Alex, Kinetics is donating already too. Bran, like always, freaking in there throwing us ice creams and lemons, fresh and delicious. Casserole at Timmy Benjamin, he just followed us. More lemons from Bran, more ice creams from Bran. He's just kicking us down. And then Ermif, thank you for the lemons, appreciate you. And then now I just got a diamond from Bran. Thanks, bro. You're awesome, man. He's always been a big supporter of us.
What are those?
Yeah, let's do a little explanation.
So let's talk about that.
Like
so
fruit?
DLive,
What is the fruit?
DLive has like a monetary system. And they go by lemons, ice creams, diamonds, ninja guineas, and ninjets. And you can buy these lemons. I think I forget how many you get for $20. You get like 1,000 or something for $20. And I'm not sure if that's the exact monetization of them, but you cash them in. You can cash them in. They're like a crypto,
Okay.
and it's their form of their monetary system on DLive.
Right.
And ice cream's worth 10 lemons. A diamond is worth 100 lemons. Ninja Guinea is worth 1,000 lemons. And a ninjet is worth 10,000 lemons.
And how does a ninjet look like?
It's got a little ninja in a jet like flying.
Oh my god!
Now the cool thing is as soon as I get this OBS set up, there's these cool little. I don't know if of course you've all seen Hexo show when he has Richard come up and Vitalik come up and all that. Well, I can do all that too, but I have to use OBS to make all those functions happen. So I'll put all that stuff in there, and because I really like the DLive, it's freaking cool as hell, man, and. So I'll be putting all that together, and we'll be doing that just like Hexo does. But the other thing is that as participants comment in the chat, it fills this chest up, this treasure chest up with lemons. And at the end of the stream, the algorithm looks at how many people have been chatting and who has the most active chats. And you open up the treasure chest and give it to everybody in the chat room, and whatever's gathered in there and whatever I put in there. So I could actually take some. So at the end of the stream, it allows me to add some to it, and it pumps up the pot. And then those get distributed to people who have been the most active in the stream, and kind of the algorithm picks them and they get the treasure chest for the day. So it's kind of a cool little deal, man. The chest. So I'm watching the chest build up right now, how many lemons it has in it. And, and as people are donating, as people are talking, the more and more they talk, the more they put in there, the chest gets filled up higher. And then I get to give those away at the end of the show.
Lemon heads.
Okay.
Release the Kraken.
Yeah. So, and it's just kind of their little, kind of their little thing. So I still haven't figured out DLive completely. Because I have a chat that it's a Restream chat, which Restream.io sends it to Twitter, to Periscope, and Twitch and DLive and all of these. It used to send it to YouTube, but I'm not sending it to YouTube. So, oh boy. So instead of sending it there, but I have this chat function that shows me everybody's chat. Like I could see the girl dancing with the lovelies and in the chat, but I can't see the lemons and stuff. So what I did is I pulled the DLive up so that I can see us on it, and I could see the chat over there. So from there I could see the lemons. Now I could actually say thank you for the lemons and all like Hexo does. But on the chat, all I could see is like the girl with her lovelies all bouncing around. And the comments, of course. But I can't see the lemons over there. I could just see the lemons over here.
I can't look away. Give me liberty or Hex says.
I feel like I'm missing out.
You are.
Hex,
Get your setup set up already, bro.
Yeah. What you can do, Litecoin, is you're on your phone, huh?
Yeah, on this. Yeah, right now. Yeah.
So like if you have a
Yeah, me
browser, you can just literally go to the DLive stream where we're streaming.
Right.
And you could pull that tab off of this tab and kind of split your tabs, and you can see what's going on over there.
Yeah. Well, I just got my computer monitor today, and I got my standing desk and everything. I'm getting all my stuff's coming in right now. Yeah, I've got hella stuff coming in. That shit was
standing
heavy.
desks are great.
That thing was heavy as hell, man. I think it weighed like 400 pounds. Like me and my
Good quality then.
Yeah, it's got a motorized like. I'm even thinking of maybe being like eventually when I will live stream, I'll live stream with the fucking with the treadmill on too. We'll see what I do.
All right, let's see.
So might as well get a workout in.
Yeah. So how did everybody's week go? I'm looking at I'm popping open the chart right now to take a look at. I saw we started pumping. Hex was pumping. And then we took a little dip over the last few hours here. About half of the pump.
Doesn't it usually exactly reflect like the Bitcoin? It's like an exponential. Yeah, like look at the chart. Like it's like, I mean, they mirror each other, but Hex keeps going up a little bit sometimes. Like floating up and up and up and up and up.
It's easier for Hex to retain the gains over Bitcoin, pretty much.
Right.
Because there's a lot of people paying the downside on Bitcoin, which is kind of stupid, but still.
Like shorting it.
Yeah.
Or what?
There's no one, you can't short Hex yet.
Well, I was listening to Richard's. I don't remember the name of the video. I can look it up, and he was talking about how traders. He's like it's the only hobby where you can lose literally your entire life and commit suicide. He's so blunt about it. He's like it's the only hobby where like you can margin trade yourself into like so much debt that like your house and your car are wiped out, and like they literally like throw you out into the street. Yeah. So I actually know a guy who he was doing crypto trading and he lost his entire bag, or just.
Oh my god!
Just ate him.
Yeah,
and you introduced him to Hex, right?
No, he's down in Colombia, so I don't know. He's into some other stuff. He does some other stuff. He makes really good money on. So that also involves crypto.
So all you guys been in crypto for a couple years at least? Everybody here?
No, it's my first year. I bought it in January. Bought it all Hex like in January with one of my buddies.
Oh, right.
Okay,
and,
nice.
Yeah. I was in ECA and then I bought into, because I was just like, I got an MBA and I, game theory and economics and logistics and all this kind of stuff. But it's just like, it's not. I don't know. The market doesn't seem to reward those. Like the market rewards actions, not like theory anymore. There's too many people who've gotten like too much, and we've all seen in universities, like they're churning out too many people who don't. Scheme. There's just exactly.
Or a pyramid
and
scheme,
so it's actions. Right now it's actions. What action are you going to take? And so I think Hex was like an action. I'm like, well, this is an action, an exponential action. So I put in like $1,000. I don't know. I have like. Well, I don't know if we're supposed to talk about it live, like we're on the record.
Yeah.
Eventually, someone would be like, "Did that guy say this guy's tax me?"
Right.
I bought at the top.
Bought at the top.
Right.
I think eventually there will be some crash down in the, in the university system and stuff, and the state colleges and stuff, because it's a bunch of professors teaching to students how to become professors.
Yeah.
And there's a meme about it.
No practical application.
There's a meme about it. There's a guy who he got a degree in Egyptology, and the only job he could find was teaching people about Egyptology, which the only jobs are in Egyptology teaching other people Egyptology.
Oh
So it's
my
like
God.
literally it's a Ponzi. That's literally the definition of it. Like,
Yeah, that and lesbian dance theory.
Oh, right. What about polka?
well, I mean, I met a girl who literally
Oh, God.
she had a feminist studies degree and dance theory like that, and I met her at a bar, and I mean,
At a
she was
bar.
very, I mean, she was well read. I had a long conversation with her. I mean, I tipped her well. That's rude. I'm sorry.
Oh,
There's a bunch of
God.
women like such a chauvinist.
It really sucks too, because a lot of the time they don't really like, you get no help, especially from like high school to university. The whole thing is like, are you not going to go to college? Go to college. If you don't go to college, you're a loser. Go to college. But
even when you do, like, I've got an MBA cum laude, from, like, a semi-private, like a private university, and it's just like, I mean, they're just like, oh, so is $500 a week okay? And you're like, no, it's not. Like, what are you talking about? I graduated at the top of the nation. No, that's not.
Yeah,
it's not okay. Like, I mean, I'll take it. I'm not gonna be arrogant about it, but I'm like, why do I have $200,000 in student loan debt for a salary that I can get, like being like a assistant manager at McDonald's, or probably, yeah, that's pretty. It's about the range, yeah.
yeah. You could probably make twice that just going and working for a BMW dealership. Sales is where it's at, man. That's where all the money's at. You're a rainmaker. You make a lot of money.
I knew a Mercedes. I met a Mercedes sales guy, and he said that he only spent 1 day a week at the dealership, and the rest of the time he was at the golf course or like just hanging out places like the yacht club. And I'm like, so you get paid? He's like, yeah, it's like I get here around 10 and leave around 3 or 4. Sometimes I go to parties. Yeah, so I get more sales through that than I ever would.
Makes sense.
Hanging out at the Mercedes dealership,
Yeah. If you're in the top percentile of producers for those dealerships, you get a free car too. I mean, it's a demo. They own it, but you throw your dealer plate on it and you take it home every night.
So he made them pay for his club memberships to like 3 or 4 different like expensive, like $1,500 a month.
But you're selling really Mercedes, so you're networking with those people that are buying Mercedes. So that's a smart buy. That's a business expense.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. But he still had to like make them do it. You know what I mean? Like slowly. Eventually, $1,500. We're not paying that. It's like, all right, well, eventually.
All right, shut the fuck up, guys. Quit talking about Mercedes Benzes. So
we're in Hex streams right now.
Yeah, they're gonna start getting pissed in a minute and start throwing tomatoes.
The Hex streams syndicate.
So I'm jumping on here again and getting distracted because I'm watching the ninjas and the diamonds. So Dolomite just sent us a diamond. Bran just sent us another diamond. Bran, you've got more money than you know what to do with. You better quit spending all those lemons because I see how much you give to Hexo too. You've been giving way too much out. Go buy some Max, boy, and get yourself some steaks going.
I asked Darber if he wanted to come on here with good texture and like give him like 1 minute each to just go back and forth.
What did you ask?
I asked Darber. Darber was the guy that I was telling you. He transformed all of his Hexy bags, and he didn't tell me numbers, but all of his Hexy bags Hex bags into Hexy, and he said he made all of his Hex back in divs.
So just to let you know,
I just imagine those two like.
You're the one that started the shitstorm.
Oh God!
You.
I had nothing to do with that, for the record.
Oh, you shut up, you. Connects. You were one of the instigators in the whole situation. You and this hexadecimal fucking nude motherfucker. He came in and just opened up a big old can of shit for everybody, and it stunk the whole place up for a whole week.
I didn't.
Practically
what did I do? I just brought it up, and then everybody's like, "What did he say?" I'm like,
I'm just giving you shit. Don't worry about it. Don't take anything I say serious. It doesn't matter. So what else?
We wouldn't be pirates if there wasn't some infighting. Come on.
Yeah. But hey, what I was going to say before I forgot, and not to change the subject, but to change the fucking subject. I got a steak that's ready to emergency end steak. and I get to do it tonight. Yeah, buddy. And I know that's blasphemy to everybody out there who's pretty much a noob to Hex. If you don't know Hex and you hear me saying I can't wait to emergency end stake, you don't know what you're talking about. Because for me, it's going to be a 50%. Good thing. Yeah, I'm at 50%. What's that? Okay. Yeah, I'm over 50%. And tonight's the night, and I'm gonna get to sit down and make some lovely steaks with it, and spread it out and watch it grow, and get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm excited about that. So I get to do that tonight after the show, because
I'm gonna do it right now. We'll try to front run you on those shares real quick.
I've been literally staking right now. I've put in 3. You guys are talking.
I shouldn't have fucking said anything, you assholes.
We're like, I have 50 more shares than you.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm in a tough position because I'm right at the end of one of my stakes, and I'm like, do I emergency end stake it or lose 90% of the interest, or just keep it going and just wait another couple days and then?
Well, it depends on how
it depends on how
long you can put it out there. You know?
Yeah,
but if it's a couple days, like, come on now.
Yeah, I know. The share rate's not going to kill you for a couple of days. It's not changing that much.
Just let it end.
I know, but
actually,
I don't want it on the
should,
back of my
you should
mind.
End it. You should definitely end it. You should
definitely
end it. Give us all that. Like, I know. End it. Like, I just realized.
Why wait?
Realized, like, what am I saying? I need to convince him. I'm like, no, we want that. In fact, you should end all of them. End all of your stakes and just restake them all.
I don't want to end up on Hexo's stream and look at the guys that got wrecked today. You're like, oh, shoot, that's my address.
So, Bran, more ice creams. Cut it out, Bran. Lemons and ice creams from Fresh and Delicious, James Caldwell.
Why are they sending questions or like comments?
I am. I'm going to get to the questions right now. So, Hex Monkey donated a diamond, but there was somebody said you lose a lot of interest. Flying Alex said you lose a lot of interest even if you exit one day early, which, we understand that. And then someone else says, what's your staking plan, monthly stakes, etc.? So that was Cass Rowlett. So let me throw that one. Oh, I can't do that shit no more.
Real quick, what's up, Big K? It's good to see you, buddy.
I can't put the comments up anymore.
Kurkowski.
That sucks. That sucks balls.
I was just having a discussion about staking strategy today, a couple times actually today, while I should have been working. And I don't know if Ryan's like talked to you about his staking ladder, where he goes, I think he started at 500. 500. I think he started at 500 a month, working back from 5555.
Ryan's staking ladders are absolutely freaking crazy, man.
Yeah, that's an expensive ladder to emulate, by the way.
So, and I think that
somebody was like that.
So he was like the first one to start putting the staking ladders out there for everybody to see and all that, and they're beautiful when you look at them, but all of that's a lot of work having to go in there every single week and pull them out. So, to answer the question that was in chat,
clicking a button once a week.
Oh no!
Well, you're paying the gas fees.
Imagine like when it's $1, you're like $1,000. Oh
yeah.
Clicking a button.
But
look, hexadecimal. Look, check this out. When I've got this money, when I'm living where I want to be living, I don't want to be fucking around on the computer, collecting checks every fucking week. That's like, really?
He's like, I'm full Wago, bro.
I'm gone, man. I want to forget about everything for weeks at a time and just be on the beach, like just doing nothing, man. That's what I want to be doing. I don't want to be worrying about my damn stakes. Oh, did I unstake that one this week? Or, oh shit, and constantly dealing with that. Once a month's fine with me. You can still catch, rises and falls, and if it's too much of a dip for you, don't cash it out, leave it there or whatever, or restake it or whatever you want to do. But I don't see any reason to put it in every week, and cashing a check out every week. But definitely, want to have this ladder that I'm going to build here is going to be a monthly, and I think I've mentioned it before. I'm going to do monthly stake I'm going to run like a 5-year period, and then do monthly stakes, and on the third month, so a couple of months out of the year, I'm going to have big stakes. So I'm going to have 3 big stakes a year, and then do monthly stakes and kind of make it like an income stake versus like big ones coming out at certain times, which was how
so
my other stakes were started.
What do you think a good average stake
length
for just an average plebeian is? Like, I think 1,000 hex is like 250 maybe. I could actually look at it. I don't even know why I'm guessing.
Well, I went monthly.
$3.30
on a
so 1,000 hex is $3.30 plus ETH fees, say 50 cents in ETH fees, so $3.80 for 1,000 hex monthly.
Yeah, but you got to remember the gas price to unstake is exponentially more than it is to stake, because it's got to go back and calculate every day that it's served through the contract.
But there's no way that's gonna be more than the ETH, I think. So it's it's probably, it could be at least on the 555s. Those are probably gonna be like a quarter beneath, I'm thinking.
You think it'll be 2.25 ETH? I don't doubt that I do not doubt that for a second.
But if we're still like if we're over here like unstaking 15-year 555 stakes, I mean the amount, like all the calculations we've done, right? Even the ones Kyle has done, I think, are I think the ADX, right, for the 10-year. But that doesn't. There's no way to calculate to figure out how many emergency unstake bonuses you're going to get.
There's no way.
That's the true variable that I've been seeing. Like,
and I think it's going to be bigger than people realize. Especially you and I've talked about this, Litecoin.
Yes.
We've even talked about it off stream. How many people are going to see the price rise and say, I haven't even spent, or I haven't even served my 50% of my stake yet, and the price is so huge, I'm still ROI'd if I emergency end stake. And the rest of us are going to benefit.
And that's the key principle of that 3-year cycle I've been sort of figuring out, because I'm still working on the video, but basically the premise is that around 2.5 some people who have 5-year stakes and lower are going to start emergency unstaking. And as the price, let's just say the price starts reaching a super high, people start emergency unstaking, and over a 6-month period to maybe a 1-month period, a ton of supply comes unlocked, and a bunch of people emergency unstake, and it's just like, I would say, like it could be like 20-30% of the total supply coming unlocked because people are just trying to cash in. Price goes down, people are like, oh damn, the people who held their stakes and didn't emergency unstake get all that extra interest. And what ends up happening is that then people see like the price is low, they buy up all the hex, they restake it, and remember, people ladder stake. And anything that you stake from year 7 to 15, that's out of the circulation for the next 3-year cycle, because it's unattainable. You have to wait, like on a 7-year stake, right? You have to wait 3.5 years. You know what I mean? So and by the time you get the halfway point on that stake, there's no point to even emergency unstake it. What's the point? Since it's all has to do with it. It has nothing to do with logic. It has everything to do with emotion.
Yeah, it's true, and I don't think people understand how that's going to compound price at that point in time too. Right. Because people are going to buy it up cheap and restake it and ladder it out, and now you've just taken all that extra supply off the market again.
And I think every time that happens, you're like, this is where it's full speculation mode. But I think every time that happens, where you get that huge price increase, right, and then dip down, you take out about anywhere from like 20 to 30% of the supply.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean 10 to 20% of the supply into those long stakes, right? Every time that happens.
Well, it's still, even 20, 30% is still possible.
It's a lot, yeah. But it could just be 10% that gets put into 555s, YOLO stakes, and 10-year stakes, 11, 15, 9-year stakes. Now that's out of there. That's out of the supply for about 5-6 years. So that's 2 cycles. So it could end up being that every 2-3 cycles you get a super cycle where the maximum amount of hex is so staked away that it's not in the supply. So then you have like a super spike up.
So it's probably
which then is cut by 20% by people unstaking, which then feeds the next. Cycle. So people. But this is just a sort of a thing I'm trying to figure out. But basically, a bunch of people emergency unstake in order to try to get that price, and then some people cash out. Cool, getting a bunch of money. Then it takes the price down because you put a bunch of supply on, and then
people buy up the supply up. There's no supply. The supply starts going up over time until it hits a point where people are just like, holy crap, and they start hitting the emergency end stake button.
Hold on.
I
got to start answering some of these questions that are coming in.
Yeah, for sure.
So Hex Monkey says, if you emergency end stake after big payday, though, you will lose all your big payday hex. So people might not want to do this, guys. But everybody,
and that's
but again, everybody needs to understand something here when we talk about this subject, and we've talked about it before. Richard even said it on the last stream. The emergency end stake function is a tool, and it is a tool to be used at the right time and the right place. If you have a big stake coming out just after big payday, that's when you might want to consider emergency end staking that, regaining all of your principal, and then staking that out further. This has nothing to do with losing you're going to lose your big payday, but you're going to gain it again by restaking it. Mm-hmm. So people don't understand that. Yeah. Yes, you lose your big payday by emergency end stake. And yes, you lose any interest that you've gained over the first 50% of its days. But you regain all of that by staking longer. Yeah. You'll get more interest by staking longer than if you were to exit out in December or November after big payday. If you exit out, then there is no hope for those stakes to have grown more interest because they were staked too quick. And now the interest price, or the share price is so expensive after big payday that you're hosed. Those stakes are so much more valuable. My stakes that are at 50% point right now are so much more valuable right now than they would be the day after big payday or after they become mature right after big payday, that it would be stupid for me not to emergency end stake them now and push them out further because I'm losing so much by not doing so.
Yeah. And I don't think anybody on the stream has ever advocated for emergency end staking after big payday comes.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
And what what I'm talking about is just the psychology of what's going to happen. So what I'm talking about does not happen. This cycle that I'm talking about doesn't happen until eventually, I don't know when, it could be later this year, maybe late next year, we can actually, go into the full bull market, alt season, what people love, and then just like everything, like even Richard says, all cryptos go down 80% randomly. It just happens, right? I think this is after big payday, after a big gigantic run up. Once we get that first dip down, that's when I think the counter starts for the cycle. But this is all speculation. I mean,
so you think it will follow a real crypto summer, crypto winter cycle? So, maybe not in.
I'm going to exit scam for a second. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah, maybe not in sync with what Bitcoin and the altcoin seasons do, but
it's short. It's going to be a shorter. I think it's a shorter cycle than Bitcoin. All the way. I could be off, and it could be 2-year cycles. Yeah, for all I know. But
I think the chart right now already kind of shows a shorter time period for recovery for Hex versus other altcoins.
No, it's always going to recover faster because people know, dude, I can just boom. And then the other part of it too is people can justify emergency unstaking. I'm not saying you should, but I'm saying people can justify depending on the price.
Oh, absolutely.
By saying yo, I'm buying all this cheap. So let's just say Lord, good texture. We get the 33 cents, right? Let's just say that's the all-time high, or $3.33. I don't know, right? But let's just say 33 cents. It's 33 cents. This is after big payday. Way into next year, into December. We're like, yay, super high, right? Bitcoin and everything else crashes. Boom, we crash. Oh shit! It goes down to 3 pennies, or it maybe goes to a penny, and then all of us are just like, yo, I'm buying up. I'm dollar cost averaging, buying a shit ton of Hex, and then I just start laddering like I've always done. I start laddering out my stakes, and then from there I'm just sitting, waiting. But as me, you, and a bunch of other people in the Hex community are buying up that low price, then it starts going to 2 pennies, 3 pennies, 4 pennies, 5 pennies, stays at 5, 10, 15 cents just for a while, And as more and more people over time are dollar cost averaging and buying in and staking, the supply. The amount of Hex that's circulating goes down and down and down and down, and then what happens with the price? Up and up and up and up, and then at a certain point, some people with weak hands, these little baby hands, are going to say, you know what, I bought some of this hex at 10 cents, and it's already at like 50. It's already at 80 cents. Emergency on stake, and they just gifted half of their interest and everything to the people who didn't. And then
I think the likely scenario is it's going to be the big whales that are going to be so far in ROI. If it goes to $1 and these guys bought it for a quarter of a penny, who cares about big payday if you can cash out $5 million right now?
No, but what you're talking about is,
and that's after big payday, though.
That's after big payday. Yeah, what I'm talking about is after the actual gigantic crash that ends up happening in crypto. It's just what happens every cycle. You know, every cycle after. At that point, the average price for most people, because they sold it. If a whale wants to buy back in, they're buying at pennies. They're not buying at fractions of pennies anymore. They're buying at pennies. So even let's just say we went to 33 cents and we went down 90%. We're still at 3 pennies. So what the hell? What are we talking about here? You know, like they're buying at 3 pennies. So what a whale's calculating is, all right, I bought at 5 cents, 50 cents. That's a 10x. Emergency on stake, and the whale, because they just gifted us but it's sort of kind of cool because that whale, even though he sells at that price, he might not be able to, because some people front run him maybe, but because some people are going to front run him, right? It's just impossible. Everyone's watching those whales. It's whale watchers. We're whale watching out here, right? And some people say it's like the minute they see what time that guy put his stake, they're going to make sure that they can. Their short stake they're going to make sure that it's a couple days before they can even emergency end stake. They always like they could sell that stake real quick, and that way they can always front run the whales and stuff. So it's going to be a game of whale watching and whales and stuff.
Well, the nice thing is we got the analytics to watch these whales.
Exactly. But
go ahead.
What
were you saying? Your emergency unstake. You were saying that because I have a stake somewhere in a couple 100,000, and I was thinking about unstaking it. I'm only at 20%, so I was thinking about unstaking it right before big payday, and then laddering it.
Yeah,
across 15 years.
I mean, I want the bigger. I want the bigger shares. I want a bigger piece of the pie versus, my when I first got my hex.
Not financial advice.
And I got a big chunk of it, and not financial.
Purely theoretical. None of this actually happening. We're not.
I'm your new financial advisor.
Right.
I'm saying,
exactly.
I'm telling you guys what I did, and so what I did was, and I'm telling you that I think it was a mistake. My first stakes were a mistake because I thought that hey, I'm going to put a bunch out here. I'm going to put a bunch out here. I've got these dates that I want to bunch at, and I'm going to put some big ones in 10 years, and I'm going to put a good one at 15 years. And I did all this stuff. And I said, I'm going to put a fat one here and a fat one here right in the beginning. So I put some thick stakes right in the beginning because I want to cash out, right away and get a big payday and, rake in a bunch of dough right after big payday. That was my thoughts. Okay. It's going to be cool. Make a bunch, first year, and then there's going to be some coming in later. Well, the more and more I looked at that, the more and more I realized I'm like, well, that was kind of foolish because spreading those stakes out and pushing them out longer became even more valuable, and so
exponentially more,
exponentially more. And I had a scarcity mindset about staking at first. And then I had to change it into an abundant mindset, because I sat back and I thought about it. And then the first time I heard Dev Kyle talk about the emergency end stake function and the fact that that's a tool, and the way he said it's a tool and it's only for certain stakes and this and that and the other. And I was like, I didn't understand it first until I finally looked at it and I go, oh, it is a tool. Right. Thank God that's still there. So that if you did make the mistake that I made, now would I be okay if I left it like that? Sure, but I'm a little more greedy than that, so I'd like to spread it out and make it.
You're operating with better information now too,
and operating with better information, and and to be honest, anybody who tells you, "Oh, I fucking staked out so long," and you guys, go ahead and unstake and give me your penalties, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, fuck you. You didn't know either. None of us knew in the beginning what we were really doing. So kiss my ass and quit acting like a bunch of fucking I got everything and you didn't, and whatever. Fuck you. And So some people, I've got some big freaking stakes out there too, though, so whatever, they're going to be just fine. My 15s, my 10s, my 8s, my 7s, my 6s, my 5s, they're all good, man. But my big ones at the beginning, made a mistake with that. I want to push those out, and I'd like to see them look like 5, 6, 7, 10 years. And then one of my big stakes, I'm going to turn into a ladder and make it a nice little income stream. And I was like, oh, this is a better way to do it for my lifestyle and how I want things to be. And, so, it's nice that we have that function there for, if you didn't stake properly or you're still holding on, you've got that still if you're still holding on before you've made your stakes. And, but that function's there and it's a tool. So let me pull up. We got some more fellers coming in. So,
okay.
Cool.
So I know you just jumped in, but out of respect for my cutthroats, I got to bring up Johnny Chaos first.
Johnny Chaos. That's a cool
One of
name.
our cutthroats regulars, and then also who's been waiting in the green room for a few minutes, Hextoshi. First time, right?
What is up, guys?
What's happening, bro?
Greetings, Hectoshi.
This is your first
Hello,
time on
Hextoshi.
Discourse Syndicate, right? Also, who's been waiting in the all right, you got to turn the stream off if you're watching the stream.
Yeah.
What is up, guys? Hey, Hextoshi.
Yeah.
We got the echo in the background.
Yeah, watch this.
Yeah.
Echo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so let's fuck with him now.
We can hear you, but we hear
There
that
we go.
also.
There we
your
go.
echo in
Can
the
you hear me?
background.
Marco.
There, Hextoshi, you got your shit turned off now? There you go. Now we
El Apollo.
Yeah, it looks like I've got. I don't know. You were saying like we were talking about. Well, there's two things I'm kind of curious about.
Jesus,
The
hilarious.
first thing is I've got a couple 100,000 coming out every April around my birthday. But what you were saying that the gas fees. I don't know. You were saying,
all right, hold on a second.
I
Hextoshi,
can
you
still
gotta
hear it.
unfuck your shit, man.
I've got a couple 100,000 coming out every April.
We got to give him a second. There's a lag.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna mute him. There you go. Okay. It's him.
Okay. I
So-
was asking about the ETH fees. Oh, I guess he jumped off.
He
The
jumped
ETH
off. It might have
fees.
been-
So you're saying they actually
They go up over
they
time.
accrue per day
That
somehow, or
I think yeah. So they accrue. So if let's just say you have that 100. So you laddered 100,000 like a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year, 6 year to come out in April, right? That's what you did.
theoretically, yeah.
Okay, just as a
A friend of mine did that. Yeah.
Yeah, as an example. Okay, so there's going to be a certain amount. Let's just say the numbers are completely off. Just want to make it super simple for somebody, right? Just so you understand. So let's just say this number's stupid, but okay, 1/10 of an ETH for the 1 year to end stake. Then the 2 year becomes 20% of an ETH. The 3 year becomes 30% of an ETH, like that, because it's counting up all the days of that year, then the next year, the next year, the next year.
It's
Right.
Since it's a Turing complete computer is what the Ethereum blockchain is. It has to calculate every day of your stake, and every day that it has to calculate all the way through all the days of your stake, it's going to have a gas fee associated with it. So it's going to be exponentially more in 15 years to unstake than it's going to be to stake today.
Right. But I think
Do we know what for real? Do we know what the ETH fees are going to be per year? Because that's gonna. I mean, some of the people are going to get. Imagine 55555, and then it happens to be a dip. It happens to be a dip time. Well, hopefully it's so high it won't matter. But I mean,
think
what's the ETH fee at 15 years? Like a freight train, just
So
I can't see
USD
it
value,
being-
I don't know.
I can't see it
USD
being
value
more
is going to
than-
be hard.
Yeah, it all depends. It could be
yeah, God, the fiat, dude, they are just devaluing fiat at an astronomical rate.
right.
Just astonishing.
Maybe in 15 years, ETH could be sort of what, like, I think Richard said, that it could become a dump pipe, where it's still valuable, but it hasn't increased in value as much as other tokens or something. So we might be like, it could be $5,000 for all we know.
There we go, Hextoshi. We got you now, bro.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Damn, man, I hear everybody talking. And
we
myself.
heard it too, man. We were about to boot your ass, man. That was
My
gonna be it.
My bad. My bad. We're
Hey,
good now.
this is your first time on the stream, right?
Yeah, it is.
Well, welcome, man. Right on.
Good to have you,
jumped
man.
in.
Yeah,
Welcome.
awesome to be here. You guys are awesome. You're doing a great job.
Well,
Thank you.
appreciate that, man. We're
I
doing
see
a
you
job.
in
I don't know
every
if we're doing a
stream.
great job.
Yeah. I see you in all the same Hex streams I'm watching. So it's good to see you
Yeah.
there, Hextoshi.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It's
Yeah.
awesome, dude. This is. Hey, man, RG. I think I'm up there with you, man. I'm 50, so we're on the same level.
I'm still a little older than you, but right on.
Well, I said I'm 50. That could be 51 or 59.
I don't know if
Ish.
I don't know if this is like the right. I don't know if this is the right forum for it, but I was thinking about. I don't know if do you guys watch like Richard Hart's his other videos about like how to fix the world, success, and
Yeah, you're talking all the we've
Side
all
eye.
watched everything Richard's done. All of us here. I mean,
We're all fanboys here.
Yeah, we've all.
building a cult. But just imagine the Hexicans. Once we've actually made, millions and some people billions, and then we go out into the world, all of us kind of, I don't want to use the word owing, but kind of owing Richard for building this great machine we've used. I mean,
Oh, I'm paying my dues now. So the way I see it, that's why I jumped in the project and started doing what I'm doing. I'm doing this free of fucking charge, man. This isn't
man.
I don't get paid for this shit.
Lemons,
I
bro.
take shit
You get
from my
paid in
old
the
lady.
lemons.
Yeah, I get paid in lemons, And I'm gonna
ninjutsu
every
or whatever.
every little bit I get, I'm gonna give back to the community at the end of Big Payday and stuff. So whatever this show does as far as that goes, whatever. But I mean, I want to help support the project. I'm going to give of my time now when I can afford it, when things are rough for everybody. And I figured that's going to be payment enough. Rich, I've got another project on the side too, where we're actually, me and Kinetics and a few other people we're putting a project together where we're helping actually market Hex. And we put together a marketing team. We've been doing video editing. We've been doing, we're writing up, we're doing write-ups, putting press kits together. And now we're actually putting that out to, outlets. So we're hitting different verticals with it. And we set up a real marketing team. It's really cool how the community comes together and nobody's getting paid for any of this shit. They're all doing it for free. And there's a lot of sharp people in there that are putting it together and doing it. So
super talented guys.
So
Super
you're all
talented.
doing it for free, but whose referral link's going to go into the advertising?
we're not using referral links.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
If
we're
it
not
comes
using,
to that, they can use Hex.doctor as far as I'm concerned, or the one in this one for
yeah,
to go back
and
to the community.
as
just
far
goes
as
to the
I'm
community.
concerned, I send everything to Hex.doctor too. I mean, all my, I think the Hexologist, he's the guy who from day one has put in an everyday fucking hourly, work. And he doesn't take a single day off, not even a Saturday or a Sunday or whatever. Guy's talking about how he's going to stream when he goes and has his baby, out of the hospital. So as far as I'm concerned, Hex.doctor is where everybody should be, putting their referrals or clicking that link and doing it. But no, our marketing team is just that. They're just putting press kits together and trying to get interviews for Richard and get the Hex name places and things like that. And damn, Brand, thanks for the Ninja Guinea. He must be drunk. You're already drunk, bro. It's like
He's
freaking
drunk
time is it?
lemoning.
A lot of people do drink and DLive. A lot of people, it's very common.
Drinking DLive.
Well, maybe look at it like from a business perspective and use a referral link, but use it
That's why it's called DLive.
and use it for a shared pool that then you take the referral link money, if there is any, depending on your how good your marketing is, and then use that to synergistically push more marketing that fills up the bag of marketing that pushes more marketing, back and forth like in a virtuous marketing cycle. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's just an idea. I don't know.
Well,
a good
we're really guerrilla marketing or pirate marketing right now, as far as it
Pirate
goes.
marketing.
We're literally going to be sending, we're going to build a very professional. Well, we already have built a very professional press kit, and it's got videos and write-ups and everything in it. And we're going to just start sending that out to news outlets, in the crypto vertical and outside of the crypto vertical. And, it's not going to take much work now. All the work has really been done over the last couple months. And these guys have come up with some really phenomenal stuff. It's cool. And we're just going to start getting it out. Now it's a matter of just getting it out and monitoring it and doing the fun stuff now, really, is what it's going to be. And then, seeing what the fruits of that is, because our goal is to just get the word out. We want to pump the bags, right? I mean, that's what this is about: pumping the bags, letting people see what Hex is all about, exposing it, and helping our crypto brethren out there, get out of their shit coins and get out of their trading funks, and get them out of the clutches of the guys that are all wrecking them and making them want to kill themselves and all this other crap. Basically doing a service to the crypto community by exposing them to Hex. So, I mean, those of us who have been around long enough in the Hex game and around Richard know what he's doing. We know what he's doing. We know what he's trying to do. And I think we all feel the same way. So, they can keep screaming all the stuff that they're screaming. And we can look at this from a monetary standpoint, or we can really look at this as, Hex is really here to try and save crypto and save people that are in crypto from their own selves and from the fucking leeches that are out there right now still, that have preyed upon them for the last few years. The crypto messaging has changed.
Speaking of leeches, I mean, look at what they're doing in fiat. I mean, how much of people's life energy and savings are those energy vampires? Like, I mean, I've thought about the monetary system for a long time. I don't know if you guys have read the Monster from Jekyll Island, Adam Smith's Wealth of Nations. And if you understand the fiat, what's that? Oh, okay.
The history of money.
The history of money.
That's Jekyll Island, the history of money. Lots of, there's the Fed coin, all those. Yeah, when you learn about what fiat is and how we've basically been scammed, that's what got me into the cryptoverse to begin with.
Right. Yeah, so we're not necessarily just saving the crypto people. We're saving. We need to save everyone. I mean, fiat is killing people, man.
So
it is.
If I could step in on the marketing side, we're not marketing to individuals to use the referral link. It's a true press kit to get Richard and his message on more sites, more
platforms,
podcasts, and possibly even mainstream media at this point in time. So he can teach the world about why things are messed up, and then in a roundabout way, without saying go buy Hex, it turns people on to, well, what is this new project that he's working on?
Yeah. And to be honest, I think that our problem is internal in crypto. The outside world already has an opinion of crypto, and it's not changing because of all the shit that's going on within crypto. They don't know our inner fights. They don't know about all this trading bullshit and the margin trading and people getting wrecked. And they just think that's all of us. And I mean, kind of pretty much it is. They don't really understand the intricacies of crypto. They still fear it like they always have, or they don't know about it like they always haven't known about it. So trying to save people, that way is like, I don't think it really exists. They don't understand what's going on in here. So, so having an alternate universe within crypto, or creating something alternatively in crypto, is our job. And then as people come to it from outside world, they hopefully, if we're not their first impression, then we will be their best impression. you know, and that's what we have to create from within crypto. And we just have to keep getting the word out like we are and doing stuff like this and talking about it and showing people who we really are and that we aren't some Ponzi scheme and we're not some scam, that we're actually the opposite of that. And that's what the Hex responsibility to crypto is, exactly that. We're changing all that shit. We're trying to change the narrative of crypto so that when people do come, they see the difference.
Right. Well, I speaking to people not onboarding and people not understanding crypto and all that. You're right. We're like I was saying, like the Joe Rogan Experience when they were doing it out of his garage, him and like Red Band, and they were just making, you know, they had like, I don't know if you guys remember their first sponsor was the fleshlight. I don't even want to say it.
Oh, it was.
They were throwing at each other, man. Like it was ridiculous.
Oh, we've always talked about that here too.
That's but that's where we are. That's where we are right now. We're standing in what that was. And I mean, there's things coming up. There's things on the horizon. The digital yuan is going to come out no later than 2022. Now that seems like a long time, like 2 years. Oh my God, 2 years. But when the digital yuan comes out, that's going to be the entire Chinese market suddenly knows about crypto and is using crypto and they already transfer money. You can transfer regular Chinese money through your phone. They use QR codes to pay for things.
Mm-hmm.
Through exactly, through WeChat. I used to live over there in Shenzhen. So I mean, they're already familiar with how to transfer money with MetaMask. In a lot of respects, we're living in the old world in the United States. I don't know if any of you guys have traveled to Asia, but we are what Europe used to be. Europe used to be the old, you know, America used to look at Europe like, oh, that's the old country, you know. And now we are the old country where like adoption through QR codes and crypto and stuff like that in Asia is going to be like really quick. I mean, that's why the first currency, the digital yuan, and when the digital yuan comes out, then the Fed's going to be like, uh-oh, guys, we better, you know.
I wouldn't, you know, they've been talking about this for the past 10 years, man. This has been the thing for the past 10 years. The problem is your average person doesn't even understand fiat. They haven't read The Creature from Jekyll Island. They don't understand that they've been scammed. The average person doesn't get this whole digital asset thing in general. So in order to onboard, there has to be some kind of application like a wallet that is simplified enough in order to onboard people and they be using crypto without even knowing they're using crypto. And from what I hear, there are some devs, very talented guys, that are working on something called Staker app that is going to be geared for doing that sort of thing. So Hex could potentially be the crypto that becomes the one that onboards people into the world of cryptocurrency. However, we have to see where it goes. But the point is, it has to be simplified for the person to get it.
Right.
I agree. I 100% agree with you. But I think what's going to happen is, I don't know if you guys ever buy on AliExpress or Alibaba or any of those Chinese websites where the prices are like on AliExpress, like they're just really, really good.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen is with this digital yuan in 2022 is if you're buying a cryptocurrency and then paying AliExpress in the Chinese yuan, which is a cryptocurrency, you're going to have that initial, because getting the initial step into, you know, like when you jump into a lake, the first time you jump in, you're like, oh my God, it's cold. But then once you're in there, you're like, it's fine.
Wait, yeah, you're right about that with the Chinese currency. But what's going to happen is there's going to be unbelievable amount of like currency flight away from the Chinese system. The minute they open it up, hopefully they have controls on it, at least for the Communist Party or whatever. But there's going to be so much capital flight. I mean, I remember I forgot, there was like 2 years where like the Chinese government let people take money out of the country to invest into foreign countries, and so
the
much
Canadian
money
cities
left.
are like a 1 bedroom, 1 bath is worth like $500,000 or something, or $1 million, something ridiculous.
Even my local,
like what? It's crazy.
The next city over. Go ahead.
You don't want governments having their own crypto. That is not what you want to happen.
It's going to happen.
Those coins can be tracked. They can say you've reached your alcohol limit. You're not buying any more beer today. They can control how you use those coins. So you don't want the government in control over a particular crypto. Now, as far as adoption, that can be forced at any time. Just like they confiscated all the gold and replaced it with dollar bills, and they said it was illegal to own gold. That actually happened, and that happened in the U.S. They confiscated it all, took it out of the lock boxes, and said, "This is now your money." This is something that could happen where you wake up one day and your U.S. dollars are now USDC in your bank account, and there's nothing you can do about it. As it is, the fiat system is nothing but a digital currency.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say. I was like, about 80% of it's already digital. It's just,
but here's the thing.
Pretend like it's not.
If everybody went to the bank today and said, "I want my money," if everybody went to the bank and said, "I want my money right now," before they drop that trillions of dollars, even before then, it would take 320 years to print the money that's actually in circulation. So we've been on a digital currency all of this time.
Right.
All they do is they add numbers in the accounts. There is no actual physical printing of money happening. It's just unit of account that's being changed. So there is not enough fiat to cover what is actually technically accounted for. So, we're already there. Just people don't realize it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
They have no idea what's going on. And that's a long conversation to have with the average person just to try to onboard them.
Oh God, you lost them.
You give them
you lost them like 10 minutes into this conversation, man. Like they're like,
and I think that's got to be natural progression for the real world. Is they've got to start, and it's being talked about more, and especially with having platforms like YouTube being so popular and everybody being able to get their messages out there. And, and I know we all freaking, they've pissed us all off because they've been censoring us for some reason. But there are a lot of people out there talking about currency and talking about, the finance world and the freaking tragedy that it is about to become,
Just wait. 15 years into digital currencies, it'll be an overnight success. It'll happen quicker than you think.
it'll be an overnight success. 15 years.
Gray in my beard.
Well, no, it's funny he says that because that's the way it'll
pushing
seem.
Up daisies, man.
That's the way it'll seem to them.
I'll visit.
That's the way it'll seem to Main Street. Main Street will be like, "Wow, where did this come from?" Because they're gonna hit awareness of it, and then it's going to be everywhere. But for us, we're going to be like, yeah, but we've been working in the trenches and fighting this like guerrilla war for like the last 15 years.
Satoshi started this after the first big crash. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And all of us, and
people
again,
don't like complicated.
Yeah. And again, that's we're the crypto is the pirates, that's what this is. We're trying to change things, and we're trying to move people into something else, and it's not a it's not an easy place to be. I mean, it's one thing to be in cryptocurrency and everybody call you a dreamer, a scammer, stupid, crazy, whatever, and then you got to be in a subsect of that called HEX, and it's. So we're paying our dues, guys, and I guess we're all putting our dollar in the hat for HEX and crypto, So it's very, very, very big reward if we're right. Mm-hmm. High risk if we're not, Mm-hmm. But of course, that's why I always tell everybody, be careful, how much of yourself and how much of your dollars or your funds that you invest into crypto. It's a very, very risky, endeavor. So,
and another side to that is, are you betting on the horse or are you betting on the jockey? Well, I'm betting on both with HEX. So
yeah, I agree.
Well, fiat is complicated. Crypto is more complicated for mainstream. And then HEX on top of that is yet another layer of complication that even the people in cryptocurrency don't even freaking get, because they're so used to these damn coins that make promises and do nothing. right?
Yeah.
And I am, oh man, the
But those
recycling that's
are
going
the
on
legitimate
with
projects,
the narratives
bro.
that are happening, where the coins that died 3 years ago are coming back with the same stories.
Yep. Hey, we didn't get it right the last time,
Same
but just
stories,
10
new
more
people,
million, we
same
can make that
stories.
happen.
Well, yes, crypto's complicated.
Let me check my pockets here.
But one of the things that Richard was talking about with that Swedish guy was that eventually the stock market, each stock will be like, it'll be like a crypto share. And once, you know, and that might be like 2050, you know, that might be a long ways off, but it's almost better for the stocks to be cryptographically and for the dollar itself to be, I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's bad if the government becomes, you know, it's going to happen. I actually talked to somebody at a courthouse that used to work in the prosecutorial arm of law enforcement, arresting regional bankers for adding zeros. Because when a wire transfer happens, the banks operate on a system of trust. So if one banker says, like, oh, I'm getting like 100 wire transfers for, you know, $1 million a piece, the other banks just believe them. And so your bank could suddenly have like $100 million in fake in digital dollars that you just added to. I mean, it happens, and they just don't talk about it because they don't want people to realize that, you know, like this is a digital currency we're using, but we're pretending it's real.
If it's so a representative share of a part of a company, then.
Are you talking about stocks?
Yeah, is that what you were talking about? A cryptographically secured fractional share of a company, but using it as a currency itself. Well, not necessarily cryptocurrency.
Well, in my view, from what I've studied Wall Street for a long time. You know, I was a real estate appraiser as well, and Wall Street, it's rotten, man. Oh yeah, it is rotten. You know, sure, crypto is complicated, but it's also based on, it's trustless. Like we people are setting up trustless, difficult to corrupt systems. Wall Street was created to be corrupt. Right from the get-go. For example, common stock, there's common stock and preferred stock. Mm-hmm. Preferred stock sounds better, right? Oh, it's preferred. That's actually the worst stock. Preferred, you don't get voting rights. Common stock, you get voting rights. Oh, but it's common, it must be bad. They switched the terminology to confuse you.
Right.
And like, imagine if you're buying a share in a company and you don't even get voting rights. It's like, what am I buying exactly? Oh, it's a share of the company. Well, if I don't get a voting right, like, how is that? Like, in my view, when I first learned that, I was like, shouldn't every share have a voting right? Oh, no. Only common stock. And the common stock's usually held by...
That's the tale as old as time, man. Look, the Vikings started that with Greenland and Iceland.
Yeah, actually, that's when you've been chewing on way too many financial books, man.
You are spilling some knowledge. You are spilling some truth, dude. I mean, yeah, you're preaching to the choir, bro. Like,
I will say though, in a lot of cases, the preferred stock does offer a dividend where a common stock won't, but you don't have the voting side.
Yeah, and actually sometimes, sometimes they incentivize you with a little bit more dividends on the preferred stock than over the.
But you're the last equity to get when a company goes insolvent. You're the last equity to get.
The bondholders.
The shareholders, man, they get screwed. Yeah. Even in a bankruptcy, sometimes they just liquidate. They just destroy shared stocks. Sometimes that happened to me when I bought THQI. They had $100 million in the bank, and they just declared bankruptcy.
ICOs.
Yeah. Great point. Buy Hex. Sell your stocks. Buy Hex. Financial advice.
This is financial advice, and I am totally unqualified to give it. Buy Hex.
Well, that's a given
stocks
here.
Are a lot like ICOs because they are you know, your tech. They're a lot like that, and you know, all markets are manipulated. The question is, which side of the manipulation are you on?
Right.
And voting rights, Richard likes to say, having stupid people vote is not always good.
Mhm.
So, a person can have more money than they have brains, and they might vote against you.
Right.
And whenever there's voting involved, somehow, some way, lobbying powers are set up,
Right.
and that's just more ends up being more manipulation, more control, and more corruption. And as soon as somebody's always going to try and find themselves a way around it. There's too many fucking sneaky people out there.
Right.
Every
Illusion of
monetary system is fucking rigged and fixed, and somebody's making out somewhere. I mean, it
Oh,
is.
trust me, like even for video games, even for decentralized video games, there is like little strings that people have put. It's such fuckery at every fucking level, man. Like every game, dude. From Decentraland to everything else, dude, they put little stuff in the like. Oh, it's a DAO. It's a vote, right? But let's just say they own a bunch of land, so they put the votes count better for landowners.
Yeah,
it's lobbying powers, man. It's
all
fucking lobbying powers.
It's fuckery. Like even in the
It's
United
all
States, it's supposed to be like everyone thinks it's a democracy, right? But when the United States got formed, it was a republic, not a fucking democracy.
Still is.
It still is, but you know what I mean.
Well, back then you had to be a landowner to vote in.
Yeah, I was thinking exactly that. Like I thought only landowners could vote because that was
you had to have skin in the game.
Being a man or being a citizen was like, oh, I have a piece of land. Now I'm a real American. Like, oh, okay, it held up land value.
Well, it definitely held up land value, but it also prevented those who had nothing from coming in and voting from the coffers to themselves. That was the whole intention of it initially.
It's so crazy if you think,
and it's not allowed anymore. So
yeah, it's so crazy if you think about it. Like, it was tripping me out, like being in Decentraland early and seeing how like the system works, and it's just like, gee, it's almost like we're playing the same game the founding fathers were playing economically, with like land distributions and shit, and like all these markets. It's so crazy, man. It's so trippy, dude. It's like
watching the parallels.
Yeah, it's like
a new nation and a video game.
It was like me in the wearables market, like me and a couple, like maybe like 15 other guys. We actually became market makers in that little. And it was so cool to actually be, because you never can become a market maker, and like to see how the whole thing works and stuff. And it's exactly like the art market. It's a bunch of fucking bullshit, fucking smoking mirrors. And
kind of like you can't become a miner now,
right? You can be a miner, right? Like, but Yeah.
Hey, we didn't properly introduce or let Hextoshi tell us his story, who he is,
origin story.
Yep.
What's
Let's
your origin story, Hextoshi? How long you been around Hex? What got you in? What you doing here?
Yeah, I've actually I got into crypto like in mid 2016, and I bought in Bitcoin at like $687
Nice.
And let's see. So Ethereum was about $10. I bought a little bag of that. And Moses, I won't tell you how much Litecoin was when I bought it.
Oh yeah, sub $4 for
sure. Well, you were back around. You were back around then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I've been following Richard for a couple of years, just like everybody. I thought he was, just an asshole, and really? Then for some reason I thought, man, yeah, really, yeah. So I thought, man, this guy's pretty smart as hell. I don't care about his attitude. I'm gonna follow him. So I did, and I actually, like probably a year ago, man, I started promoting Hex. I mean, whenever the links first came out, and I've been into email marketing for like 8 years. I used to do that for a living, and I got out of it. But anyway, I kind of stopped. I forgot about it until April probably, and in December I bought in. And actually, like a lot of y'all, I did not FOMO in day one. I'm sorry. There was some kind of a subliminal message that Richard put out there, and I didn't take it. So I free claimed on day 2, and then I bought in periodically through December, and then in April, man, I probably saw Hextoshi's video come across something, and started getting back in the game, and from then on, man, I've been pretty much all in Hex. Moved all my altcoins. I've had and I know, RG, you've had a lot of altcoins in the past, but I'll tell you, I've had 56. At one time, I had 56 different coins.
Yeah, you're sick. Some are sicker than others.
Oh, crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, I moved them all, and man, I'm all in Hex. I love it.
Do you have any good stories about being a gigolo in the 70s? No?
There's a fucking kid in the 70s.
I was like, what? So did you, can we ask roughly, like theoretically, a friend, how many Bitcoins did a friend of yours have? Not you, but your friend. How many did your friend have?
Asking for a friend.
Coins.
Bitcoin? Oh, not a lot. Just a few.
What about Ethereum? Did you have a lot of? Because I mean, $10. What is it, like 250 now?
Yeah, around 230 or something.
Yeah.
So you bought like $1,000 in Ethereum. That's,
I wrote it up pretty good.
Okay. All right.
I mean, my portfolio from 2016 to 2017 it jumped up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Within about a month. So it was nice.
And we don't need to talk about specifics here. Shut the fuck up, hexadecimal.
Hey! I do want to know what's the worst altcoin anybody's had? Because I'll tell you, I've been in. Has anybody heard of DBC, Deep Brain Chain?
Yep, I heard of
Deep Brain. I heard about that.
I was into Bitcoin a little bit. That was
a pretty bad one. Yeah.
No way, Archie.
Was that the worst one?
I sold it at the top, though.
Polls too.
Oh, good.
I sold it at the top just recently.
Hey,
I had some DigiByte. Watch that sucker drop from 5 cents down to 0.05.
Get rid of that piece of shit.
I played around with some of those
Masternode
node coins.
Oh, it makes Thor. Yeah, it ain't worth
Johnny,
it.
are you talking to yourself and screaming at the freaking moon or
is.
something? Or how come we keep hearing you just yelling and you're lagging out?
We can hear you, right?
We can hear you, right?
Your data's pretty bad, Johnny.
Get off my lawn!
I was trying to talk to myself.
What's going on here?
Let's get more pirates in here. More pirates. Come on, you guys. Come on.
Yeah, guys.
I want 10 people in here.
Yeah, I want to see
Link
what
it to
10
the.
looks like
Let's see if we can make me really lag.
Yeah. I want to
link it to the
chat. We need 4 more, RG.
I know, man. I had the last stream we had like 4 or 5 guys sitting here couldn't get in, and now that I can put 10 on, none of you PU55Ys want to come in.
Big pump. I see you in the comments. Come on in.
I mean, drama. I was telling you guys, drama would sell. You can sell drama. If it leads, if it bleeds, it leads. That's the newspapers, baby. If it bleeds, it leads. I was like, let's get some people yelling. Why do you think Fox News and CNN? There was 2 people like, it's like that's what people want to see.
Well, that was supposed to be the show, but one side ducked out.
Yeah, we were gonna have a debate here today. We're gonna have a friendly debate, and but that didn't happen. But
Iron Sheik versus Hulk Hogan never happened, man.
Yeah.
Hey, well, at least the Tyson Evander Holyfield fight's back on. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
How old are they?
It's all fun and games till somebody loses an ear.
57, I think, is what Tyson is
for fighting. Yeah, they're old for fighting.
Yeah, no, I think he's 53.
Is he? Oh, maybe it's Evander that's 57.
Oh, Evander's a little older.
Look who's here.
Oh,
my man. We got 7 on, guys.
Like,
we got 7.
These guys. Oh, my hip. Oh,
what's up, texture?
They're gonna call the fight.
33.
My cutthroated arms here. Good texture.
What's up, guys?
Correcting everybody in the comments, and we love them for it.
That is cool. So now we definitely can put more than 6 on here, so we can see that. That is cool. Now we're starting to look
9.
like those BTC Maxi streams now. Look at this.
Is
Where
that
you
how
from,
they do it?
Hextoshi?
Two views.
Just need the Winklevoss twins.
Hextoshi, where are you from? You from the South?
Texas.
Texas.
Oh,
Texas. Don't mess with
Yeah.
him.
That ain't the South. That's Texas.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey. In
Huge
fact,
out.
Patrick Mahomes. I went to school with his dad. I played basketball with him.
Oh,
That's cool.
Yeah.
So GT, looks like your state's under attack.
Is it really? You know, my brother, I went to see my brother today, and he told me that we no longer have a flag.
Yeah, you guys are
What
forced
state is
to
that?
change your flag, or else the collegiate sports leagues will no longer have championships in your state because it
Well,
refers to the racist South of the Civil War.
we were never
that-
going to get a championship anyway.
Georgia or what?
well, now you guys just broke the fucking rules. You're talking about politics and sports.
Sorry.
Shut the fuck up.
So what about Hillary?
Oh,
Oh God. Here we
Did they
go.
get her? Did they find her emails yet?
Politics. No,
Hey,
no,
that's
no
Arkansas,
politics.
not Mississippi.
So Epstein's girlfriend, right? They just caught her. So how long before she gets?
now I'm gonna fucking take
Wait.
all of you guys off the damn
I'm-
air in a second.
I didn't know Epstein's.
I
How
heard
old is
about
Epstein's
that.
girlfriend?
I'm really
Like
sorry about her
15?
suicide
12?
next Tuesday.
No, she's like around his age,
Some
or whatever.
religion.
But her dad.
Somebody
was
said to add some
bad
religion
dude.
now.
Add some
Oh,
religion.
yeah.
Well, we've got Jesus here already. So.
Moses and Jesus all in one.
Oh yeah.
All in one. I'm telling you, you got to behind you. You got to get a table with Jesus holding up the death. What is it? The death.
the
Star?
Death Star. I have it. Look, I have to
Death
get it
Star.
out. Yeah, I have Jesus holding the Death Star like this.
Or an Imperial cruiser or something like that, right? Is
Right.
that what
This
it
is
is?
Dick Cheney in the back.
So what was that? I heard you saying, "Hey, Hex Monkey just gave me a diamond." Nice. I'm getting all these. I don't see where it's adding up yet. Oh, where the treasure chest is getting filled. So it's kind of cool. We have a pirate's chest now to open up. So that's a pirate's chest. What is that I saw in there, GT? I saw somebody said that you changed you changed something, one of your predictions. You dumped on it. You backed out of one of your predictions. What is this I hear?
2 of them. I backed out of 2 of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, wait, everybody, here it comes a heartbreaking fucking story from GT. One at a
it's not
time.
hard.
One at a
It's
time.
not heartbreaking. Like I'm bullish on Hex. It's just that I found so the models that I use to try and calculate future prices. I found some pretty. All right, so let me back up. So y'all know we're kind of experiencing a little bit of a spike, or we were experiencing a little bit of a spike in the Hex price in the last several days.
Yeah, a little upturn.
So that totally violated the model that I had. Like my model did not show anything like that whatsoever. It was just totally out of right field. And so I had to reanalyze everything. I'm like, because I didn't have any idea what was going on. I didn't expect anything like that. And so I went back looking through it, and I've had weeks and weeks for my mind and my subconscious to sit here and process this stuff. And so I went back and tried to look for some weak points, and I found some. So when I say that so the model that I used to say that we would go to a penny in July and 33 cents by the end of the year, I don't think that model is valid. I think that it's wrong. Now that's not to say I'm not saying that because that model is wrong that I'm somehow bearish. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that the particular model that I used to make those predictions, I don't think it's right anymore. That's all I'm saying.
So
I mean,
two pennies.
So have you adjusted
Too
it?
low or too high? Like expecting $1?
No, I haven't. I'm not adjusting it right now. I'm not making any comment on any new predictions or anything just yet. And that's not to say maybe the price can go to a penny in July.
Right.
I have no idea. I'm just saying it's just very kind of basic. That model that I had, I don't believe it anymore, and I don't think anybody else should either. So. It could happen
Well,
though.
with
It's
all
just
the
not,
different, with all the different things that are in Hex that aren't with the same with other coins, there are all the different variables in the game theory that makes it complicated to use the standard methods of, you know, determining, because we're one pump away from a penny if the right person comes in at the right time. And then we have the, you know, safety features that keep us from dumping, even though people try, that, you know, there's only so much supply you can dump. And then we've got the fact that after big payday, the supply kind of runs dry and only the people that have it can make it. So,
or people who hit the
you know,
green
there's,
button.
yeah, they hit people. Yeah. So,
I mean, you know, here's the thing though, and again, I'm not bearish at all. I'm very bullish on the Hex product, but you know, right now we don't have any growth in wallets. You know, the number of wallets is not growing. The number of users is not growing. It's just a fact.
Well, it'll grow by one tomorrow morning,
right?
Say what, RG3?
We're at 200,000, right?
I don't think that's even true. I think that a lot of those are that's counting. Well, it's zeros. I think it's counting a lot of zero wallets. If you go to etherscan.io, it's only showing 178,000.
So you're talking about wallets that may have been created.
6 months old.
Hey, if you look at the price right now, we're like halfway to all-time highs. So where did that money go? I mean, I know the Ethereum whale came in and probably sold some off, or whales.
I've been thinking about that whale a lot.
Up to there?
I've been thinking about that whale a lot. You know, okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but that whale, he went and took all his money and dumped it in that toucan air. Am I right or wrong?
Well, he put it in a bunch of different projects. So
some of it,
not only in the Took project, but in the Hexi project, and that whale put a bunch in a couple of different projects.
I heard that.
So
$100,000 or something.
So that money that so he took like I can't remember how many millions of dollars it was, but he took several $million and just 10,000 ETH and just injected it into Uniswap immediately. It's almost guaranteed that if he had taken that same amount of ETH and put it into the adoption amplifier really early on a day, well, no, that's not true. That's not true. Now that I'm thinking about it, I was thinking that he would have made more money if he had taken that that Ethereum and just spread it over the adoption amplifier over 4 or 5 days. And I wanted to use the fact that he put all of his money in Toucan Air to maybe make the suggestion that he was not the most savvy investor in the world, but I don't know if it's true.
I think it was 120 million hex that he dropped into Toucan Air.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But hey, I will give him this. The balls on this guy.
Yeah.
The balls, man. Fuck. My imaginary hat is off to the guy or girl.
I was telling Hexadecimal just earlier in the conversation, sometimes people have more money than they do brains. And, you know, you can't, you know, it might be nothing to them. You know, that money could be nothing to them, you know.
Well, for 20 million hex, I will help that gentleman stake the remaining 100 million over 15 years. I'd be happy to help.
There you go.
Right.
Well, there is that fact that, you know, with the coins that have come out on the market up until this point, they seldom have more than a 2-year lifespan, except for something like XRP, which has been around forever, and then it's backtraced to next to nothing.
That's a stable
but
coin.
it's like they recycle those narratives. You know, this coin's going to do this coin's going to do that. So it's like all these coins are coming back out again with the same stories, same promises. And you know, I've just lost interest in it. You know, it's like,
well, you know,
it's like I've heard this before.
XRP is only up like 5,000% from all-time low. It's not even really up that much. I mean, it's a lot, but I mean, it's not a lot. It's not Bitcoin a lot.
Right.
Well, yeah, XRP from its very beginnings, back, you know, I mean, it's old. I mean, it goes back way old.
Isn't it 2015,
Hex
2016?
No, it was earlier than that.
No, it
Was
was
it
way
earlier?
before then.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it in 2013 for sure.
Damn.
It was getting popular. It got popular during the 2017 craziness. That's when it got popular, and everybody's like, "Yeah, you gotta have this, gotta have this, gotta have this. It's gonna be the banks. It's gonna be the next big thing." Blah blah blah. Went up to $3. Shaboom.
Well, one of the
You know,
things we should
So
think
if you bought
about
at 3,
is
you're screwed.
everybody. You guys keep talking about how we're seeing all the same coins coming out with the same nonsense.
Same
But
storylines.
if the market is doing the same thing that it did before, that could be a good indicator that it's going to do the same thing that it did before. Now, obviously that doesn't have to be, but these guys, a lot of these scammers, I mean, even Richard talks about how a lot of these scammers, they're in it for the money, and they're in it because they're smart and they can scam really well, and they're making millions scamming people, but they're good at scamming. They're good at what they do. Otherwise, we wouldn't even know who they are. We wouldn't even know what these scams are. The reason they're powerful, the reason we hear about them, is because they were able to scam millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah, it was pretty much the only thing that was profitable in order to advertise to get more users were these scams, basically, because they had the profit margins to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But you do have a point there that, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you look at what's been going with, after the Bitcoin halving and everything like that, and the supply restrictions and stuff, it does look like we're starting to go into an altcoin spring, where Bitcoin's starting to lose a little dominance, and even 1 or 2% every month. That's a lot of money that gets flowed into the top, altcoins, and HEX is one of those that gets some of that money. Even though it could be a $1 or $2 billion of extra money that comes in to get split around these coins. That's still a lot of extra money that's losing off the Bitcoin, because a lot of these Bitcoiners and some of these guys who have like a lot of Ethereum, they're like, well, the alt season's about to start any minute now. Let me start diversifying and putting my side bets on the table, and they're putting money into a bunch of coins, and HEX is one of them, definitely, right? So that's why we want to continue making noise, being hey this and this. And through that, you just have to keep powering through and stuff. Like, how did Data Dash? How did some of these guys who were just basically, like, not to say anything bad about them, but like were basically nobodies during 2017 now are the biggest people? It's because they kept marching on and being consistent. It's just like the dollar cost strategy. You just keep trucking along. A lot of these other projects like EOS and everything like that, like, where are the YouTubers? Where's anybody talking to? There's nothing, man. You look out there for
It's easy to make predictions when everything's going up.
Right.
And that's why we have the YouTube talent that we have that has kind of stayed, is because they were there when they were saying, oh, yeah, buy this coin, it's going up. And at the time, everything was going up. So, you can't miss in that sort of scenario. So that's why we have kind of what we have now.
Right. I mean, we have more YouTubers than most coins above whatever market cap that are above us. I mean, it's like, I really look into a lot of tokens in the top 100, and Jesus, man, any coin under 50 and under, you can barely find 2 YouTubers for that project. I mean, really look into it. Go into those coins, type those coins in onto YouTube, find some YouTubers, and you ain't gonna find much. Or the videos are like 4 months ago or 4 weeks ago. It's like, there's nothing. So if you just look from how much people are spending time making content for a coin to that, it correlates to price increases over time, because it's like, oh, look, this project's still active. And that's the thing, why we keep making more content, is because we believe in the project and we're here. I mean, like, we're still in the launch phase, man. It's good. Either I know Richard was working really hard on trying to get the code out, but man, he picked a really good time for this project to come out, man. That was pretty nicely timed, man.
I think he was a little bit behind schedule. I think.
Yeah, he was.
I think how long behind schedule do you think he was?
I think he was 2.5 or 3 months behind schedule.
Was it that far?
I think it's about 6 months behind schedule. And it was the never-ending 4 weeks. Do you guys remember the never-ending 4 weeks? How long?
Yeah.
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
I mean, I haven't really started tracking when he started making jokes and stuff, but it did feel like it was at least 3 months that it got delayed, because it was like, oh, we need to do a little bit of this and this, and then I know a lot of the time wasted on that was just kind of verifying the Bitcoin, what's it called, the Bitcoin claiming,
the Merkle tree.
the Merkle tree, which is pretty much most of the of the code and the contract and stuff.
Yeah, about half.
About half, right? Yeah.
That's crazy. For a
Which
piece of the code that's going to be irrelevant.
Hey, good texture.
What's up?
Hey, good texture. What's
up, man?
What altcoins have you invested in? I know you like Zcash. What else?
Since 2013?
Like in the
my
past.
gosh.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear this too.
Golly. I mean, I probably some that don't. I remember. I'll tell you this. One of the altcoins I got was called BitBrick. You all heard of BitBrick?
No.
Well, it was so back in the early days. Back in the early days of altcoins, back in which was 2013, is really when the altcoins. That's back. I think CoinMarketCap was launched in 2013, and if you go back, because CoinMarketCap has archives of what their site used to look like in years past, and if you go back to 2013, you'll see BitBrick in the top 10. And what BitBrick was it was an exact code fork of Bitcoin, except what they did was they changed the limit from 21 million. And this is what all the altcoins used to be. The altcoins all used to be simple code forks that tweaked just a couple of parameters, and that was all they did different. And BitBrick, it was the exact same thing as Bitcoin, except instead of 21 million coins, it was 21,000 coins in total on the whole network.
Whoa.
So they wanted each coin to be like worth a pallet of gold or something like that. You see what I'm saying? I had some of that for a little while. At one time I actually had a lot of Dogecoin at one time during the mania.
Yeah.
What a weird coin.
Still works.
I got some still.
Yeah, at one time I had a lot, and I was doing the mining, and mining a ton of Dogecoin and stuff like that. This is a long time ago, but as far as as far as actual promising coins. Oh, by the way, I really want to get on and talk to Richard sometimes. A lot of the stuff that he says about Zcash, I do not agree with, and I think he's in 2020. I think he's factually wrong on a lot of his criticisms of Zcash. His arguments were correct 4 years ago, and that was 4 years ago. Things have changed. Yeah, things have changed a lot since then. And he talks about, he said, I believe it was yesterday or 2 days ago, he was on Discourse Syndicate talking about Zcash, and he said that there was no anonymity set in Zcash, and that's just patently false. I mean, Zcash has probably the largest anonymity set of any privacy coin in existence. I don't know of any that has a higher.
I think he said it was like 95% trackable. I think that's
wait a couple months
or something like that. Yeah,
the users aren't using the cloaked feature.
Well, so that was true 4 years ago, and he was right.
Oh, okay,
so,
okay.
4 years ago, he was right. Now, today, there's probably 10,000 shielded address transactions a month. So 10,000 times. I mean, being extremely conservative, the shielded pool is well over 100,000 transactions now. So when you use Monero, you are part of a mix-in pool of, I think now their standard is 11. You are a mix-in of 11 when you use Monero, which he seems to talk very good about Monero, which only has an anonymity pool of 11. But when you use Zcash, your anonymity pool is over 100,000. It's like an apples to oranges comparison. I've talked to Fluffy. By the way, some of the Monero code is mine. Like I know these privacy coins. Like I spend a lot of time on them, and I've talked to Fluffy Pony before, who is the lead maintainer of sorts for Monero, and he has told me directly that the anonymity in Zcash is superior to Monero. I mean, that came out of his own mouth. That he actually typed that on Twitter. You can go find where he said that on Twitter. So anyway, long story short, I don't agree with a lot of. I like Zcash. I think that they don't have pumpamentals. They're constantly dumping on the heads of holders to pay a bunch of programmers, which is because they don't have and that's 100% true. Because they do not have a completed project, and they have lots of pie in the sky promises, and so he's got a lot of good points.
I wonder if it's true what he said, that he's an alcoholic.
Hey, is that true? Is that true? He said Zuko's an alcoholic?
He's supposedly that's what he said. I don't know. It's true.
That's God. Like that's what do they
he's an
call it?
alcoholic.
That's defamation of character. I don't like. Listen,
I don't know, but yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. He might be right though. I don't know.
I mean,
I hope Zcash makes it, but I XMR Monero, it's a finished product. That's
no, it's not. That's totally incorrect. XMR is constantly going through network upgrades all the time. Probably twice a year they have hard forks.
What?
Yeah.
For Monero?
But didn't they hard fork to decentralize more and then decentralize more? And
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
The opposite way, unfortunately.
Right. Let me respond to you. It doesn't matter. It's not a completed product. So Monero is constantly changing their code. In order to be a completed product, it would have to be a smart contract that is immutable. Monero forks all the time. And that was supposed to be one of the advantages of Monero, is that they have planned hard forks. I think it's every 6 months or a year or something like that. That was supposed to be an advantage.
Yeah, it's supposed to keep it from becoming ASIC resistant, right? That way.
Yeah, and they've steadily been integrating new code to kind of to try and make it ASIC resistant. But again, another thing that Fluffy Pony will readily admit to is it cannot be done. You cannot actually make an ASIC resistant coin, because eventually somebody is going to create specific hardware to mine that coin. You can only keep running from it. You can keep running from the problem, but you can't actually solve the problem. And he's admitted to that on his own.
Litecoin ended up having that problem eventually too, even with script, where it's basically like having ASIC script miners.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? What like it was all, you could just GPU mine it and stuff with script, and then eventually it just becomes into hardcore machines at a certain point.
That's
so
why
no matter
proof of work altogether.
Have you looked at the tornado
Cash
tornado deal? Yeah.
I seeded. I took part in the ceremony for Tornado Cash.
Ooh, cool.
So and it's funny though, because it didn't put my name on it properly. It listed me as anonymous. I don't know why it listed me as anonymous, because I typed my name in and all this kind of stuff. But I was one of the 1,000 people that made Tornado Cash. You have to. I think it was a ceremony. There's a signing ceremony that has to be done. That shared, and the signing ceremony that was done on Tornado.cash is vastly superior to the Zcash signing ceremony that I took part in 2018. That one only had, I don't know, maybe 90 people or something like that, whereas Tornado Cash had over 1,000.
Didn't that happen in 2017? The signing
28. Well, the second one happened in 2018. So the first one was in 2016, and it was only 6 people. And they got criticized a lot for that. So they did another one, and the second one had like 90 people, which was, it was a lot better.
Yeah, because I remember seeing some of this on Twitter. Like, I remember people just like, yay, hey, we just got signs and this, come join and stuff. But I don't think a lot of people probably clicked the link. But still, 1,000 people showed up. That's pretty impressive, especially during like the beginning of the bear market,
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Tornado.cash got a lot of the same technology as Zcash as far as the zero proof knowledge?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's not as advanced. Okay, so back in the old days with Zcash is kind of an iteration. The very first one, like Zero Coin or Zcoin. There's so many different variations of the same tech. And back in the old days, which is like 2014, 15, back in those old prototypes, you could only send coins, and this is the same with Monero. Back in the old Monero days, you could only send coins, like 10 or 100 or 1,000, because they didn't have the technology back, or at least that's what it looked like internally. Internally, it was, and I think even some of the Monero forks, like Aeon, for a long time, they only sent in bunches like that. So anyway, that's something that they're going to get through. The technology already exists for people to be able to mix in arbitrary amounts. That technology already exists. It's just something that they're going to have to integrate. So the whole 10-100 thing. Yeah, go ahead.
You're probably going to get a kick out of this. They're bringing Zcoin back. They're trying to pump it. I'm seeing it everywhere now.
How what's it, like $5 now or something?
I don't know. Like I'm seeing some little influencers and stuff on Twitter starting to bring up like, hey, this forgotten lost coin still exists, Zcoin. So they're, you know,
they're all forgotten lost coins. Litecoin, that's the problem. They're all forgotten lost coins. They'll bring it back.
Right, but
Don't you know VeChain is the future? It is
VeChain, baby. No, Verge, man.
Yeah.
Me and RG, man. Verge.
Verge, VeChain,
I'm so
Red
jaded.
Pulse,
Wraith Protocol, bro.
I'm so jaded now. Every coin I see as just another promise coin now. I mean, they're all promise coins. They really are.
They are.
Dude, that's why
They are.
you have to invest in my project. You know, broken promises, man. I'm telling you, bro. It's
BP coin.
We've had
We
plenty of
promise we're
them
gonna break our
already.
promises.
broken promises. It's like I promise that I'm going to break promises. Okay, all my deadlines are wrong, but I assure you, I will get it done.
And the biggest promise of them all. Go ahead.
Hey, good texture. What did was it Zcash or Zcoin that airdropped one of the Bitcoin fakes?
I think that was Z Classic.
Z Classic.
That was Rhett Creighton. That guy. If you watch the video interview between Richard and Rhett Creighton, that's kind of a funny interview because I think Richard is 1,000 times more intelligent than that guy.
Right. Was that Bitcoin Diamond or was that Bitcoin Gold?
That's Bitcoin Private.
Oh, that's Bitcoin Private. Oh my god.
Oh, that's right.
I forgot
Yeah.
about private. Yeah.
Hey, I actually bought in some of that like at $40 and it went to
BT, I got
Why
one
not?
for you.
Damn,
Why
why not, bro?
Yeah.
Shout out to Compound.
I made some good money on that.
I got one for you.
All right, go ahead.
So, how? Let's take a vote. Who believes that Bitcoin is going to break 10K and hold it?
Yeah.
What?
No,
Maybe.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You believe?
What
When do
coin?
you think Bitcoin's
Hold it for how long?
That shit coin you used to own.
Bitcoin?
Oh,
Yeah, hold it for how long? There's the question.
here he comes.
Bitcoin.
Oh, the man himself.
Right, he's got the reverse screen this time.
What's going on? I made it back.
3K.
I
Yeah.
made it back. How y'all doing?
Damn,
What's
that
up, man?
rag is sick.
I say it does hold 10K. It eventually finds and holds 10K. I don't think it's gonna go like if I was guessing, I wouldn't say that it's
This
gonna
year?
go like to 50, but I think it could hold 10K.
Yeah. I think eventually we will touch
You think you
50K.
can do a 2x to 20K?
I mean, you got to put a time
Or was
limit on
20K
all
the
that.
fluke?
Like, you got to put a
Right.
time limit on that because, like, I don't know, in 100 years, I can't, make any predictions.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. No, we'll say by the end of the year. Do you think
Yeah,
it'll
sorry
break
about
and
that.
hold 10K?
Dropped off.
By the end of the
Yes.
year, yeah, I can say yeah. Yeah, I'll say yeah. I'll go.
I'll
Do you
say
think
that
it
too.
will reach 20K again by the end of the year?
No.
By the end of the year.
I do. I think December will probably touch. I mean, December, November, around that time, we're going to touch 20K again, maybe 21K, and then crash back down. And that's probably the final dip down. It's going to start probably ramping up from there.
So Hex Jesus,
I
you
don't think there's
calling
enough
the
economic
20K
power to drive it back up
I
to
am calling the
20K.
20K Christmas.
We had the institutional
On my birthday.
investors come in. We had the CME. We had all that crap last time. The institutional investors came in, pumped the price, and got the hell out. I don't think we've got enough energy to hit that 20K. I think 20K was the fluke. So that's
I think you
my
guys are
thought
looking
on
at it. I think you guys are looking at it the way that some people they look at it from like a small, like an isolated standpoint. Because we're all heavily invested in crypto. What the markets do, the financial markets do, is they look for return on investment.
Right.
And what we need to look at is we need to do analysis. Good Texture can do that. Of what the ROI is going to be with these corporations so heavily indebted. They're taking on massive amounts of debt, and they have to service this debt. And that is going to affect their bottom line, which then Wall Street is going to be like, well, we need an ROI. Because a lot of these pension funds, they do not have a choice. They have to get ROI. They have to. So they have to put the money where they're going to get an ROI, because a lot of the pensioners are guaranteed like fixed incomes. They're guaranteed certain amounts of money. So
the hedge funds are getting in already.
And they've been exit scamming those freaking pension plans for years. They don't give a shit
Here's-
fuck care
Wow.
about any of that
Oh, yeah.
shit.
We
They-
are.
They
We are
freaking
farmers.
borrow on those things and let them crash. They don't give a shit about those pension
Dude,
plans. There's
The
no-
Here's-
equities are going to pump for this rest of this year, dude.
We
Like,
have a
the-
lot of people unemployed right now, and we
Right.
have a world changing. So you got
Yes.
to really look at what's happening in the real world and outside of the crypto
Right.
space. There are
Exactly
30
what I
million
mean.
people without jobs.
Right.
There is less money to spend anywhere, and some
true.
of these jobs are not returning. So the economic energy that it would take to drive Bitcoin to 20K is just not there unless it's pumped by the whales.
Are we still talking
order
about
to do
Bitcoin? I
other
left so
stuff.
you guys can get your freaking Bitcoin shit done.
all right, come back in 5 minutes.
We got a
Legend.
Bitcoin
All right.
maximalist in here.
Well, good. I bet.
Fucking outta
Like, I'm
here,
disgusted
man.
with this. I'm
I
leaving.
was trying to have some
Look at
fun
you,
with it
Joe.
because
Look, he
everybody's got a little different.
Like, we lost texture.
He actually
Look,
GT,
equities
it's
are
your
gonna pump
turn.
this year. Equities are going to pump, and so is Bitcoin, because they're pretty much they're pretty much slightly correlated, right? They're gonna pump, right? After the election, probably a little honeymoon period. Then we're gonna get a dip down on the equities, which is gonna crash Bitcoin back down. There you go. That's what I think. I'm telling you, bro, it's good. Shit,
Nope.
if Bitcoin pumps, everything else is gonna pump. There's money in the system. Shit.
Well, of course.
No. GT
I'm more
says no.
bullish. I'm more bullish on Hex now than I've ever been before.
Man, if we hit 20K Christmas, I'm gonna say that forever, man.
I just got
Litecoin Moses called
20,000
it
just
20K
now.
Christmas.
That's literally
4
what I went off
3 years
stream to do.
Hex has got a bright future, y'all. I'm glad.
Yes.
Today I feel like a wave of relief because that model that I had was showing really wacky numbers at like 3-4 years in the future. Like they were just insane. Like it was so crazy that I couldn't even repeat it. And now the way that I'm looking at it is a lot more sane. And it seems very, very plausible that we're going to do really well in the next probably 2 to 3 years. It's going to be unbelievably well. And I'm just really confident in the project.
Same.
Yeah, it's going to have to balance out for all the craziness that's going to happen and the human behavior that we can't predict right there around big payday. But there are so many interesting different ways to look at it, from the fact that the last of the hex is coming up for grabs right before big payday. How's that going to drive the price up just before? And then what people are going to do with their money once it comes off,
Well,
I think
one
I'm
of the
gonna
things we didn't. Oh, sorry. One of the things we didn't talk about was, there's a magic number that everyone has. We keep talking about, we Litecoin Litecoin is so odd calling you that, Moses. Maybe I should call you Moses.
Whatever you like.
You were talking about how people are going to sell at a certain point.
Right.
And I think everybody's got their magic number. Now, my magic number, might be in the millions. Some people might be billions, but when they hit that number, they're going to sell. But then once they've taken care of all their financial needs, they're going to rebuy.
All right, hold on a second. Have you set through just a bull market, like a really good bull market, and actually been fully invested through a bull market before?
No.
Okay, you lose your mind. You say that you have a target. You say that you have a target that you're going to sell it. You say that you're going to sell your Hex at $1 or something like that, but that's not what happens. What happens is when it gets to $1, Hex starts changing the world. And
you start doing more math.
And you are going down with the ship.
Your fucking calculator gets worn out with your little fucking hopium and fantasies.
Oh my!
You start jerking your calculator off like, wait, if it goes to here, then I'm here. No, wait, if it goes to here, then I'm here.
Well, I use staking ladders, so I don't really have a choice. My stakes just come undone, monthly, like you said, monthly. I'm not doing weekly yet. We'll see.
Which is actually a gift, because this is something Richard says, is that these ladders, because it's a contract and you said you're going to stay for this time, you're staked for this time, it helps take that away, that hex away from you, from doing stupid
profits.
Shit.
Instead of waiting until it's zero.
The emergency unstake button, didn't he?
Yeah.
I was talking to a guy the other day. I was talking to a guy the other day that is writing a website that's trying to algorithmically determine when the best time to stake is. So let's look at a certain time period and look at when the fewest number of people are in staking, and let's make all of our stakes end on that day, because we want to
Ooh.
end on that.
You
But
gotta
here's the
link
thing.
me that.
Well, here's the thing. Here was my argument, and I told him that wasn't going to work. And the reason that that's not going to work is because the only people that are going to be in staking on the proper day are the people that don't want to sell. If you want to sell your coins, it's not going to hurt you to end a month early. It's not going to hurt you to end 3 months early.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. When you
Yes,
say
sir.
what is your number? I mean, most people's number, if we're in the middle of a real bull market, is gonna come well before their stake ever matures. They're gonna be well over that number and then some, and they're gonna be like, the unstake penalties don't mean shit to them. They will not mean anything to them. They will gladly pull that out, and they'll
Everything
gladly.
to us.
Yeah, if you're a millionaire, I mean,
Isn't it-
yeah.
Isn't it exciting to
See, when
to
they
wait for that time?
But people
a
don't
year
sell-
from now.
People
Yeah,
don't
the
sell
people
the
that
top.
don't sell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
No.
When the
no,
price
they don't.
starts going up, people stop selling, because I'll tell you from experience, you lose your mind and become invincible.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember that happened in Litecoin.
Ah,
Like
like Scarface.
buying
Yep,
$20,
exactly.
$40
Like
Litecoin,
Scarface.
and you would wait. Next week it would be like you would go to sleep. It's $80. Next day it'd be 160, and you thought you were going to sell it $100, and you're like, "Holy crap! I'm 60% up above my sell line." Then you're like, "You know what? Let me wait a little bit." Next day it goes up another $20. Now we're at 220. We're like, "Holy shit! This thing's going to $3,000, dude! 100% $3,000."
Yeah.
Did you take any profit?
Yeah, I took I took some profit. But,
Okay.
but I didn't sell.
Dollar cost average out.
Yeah, I laddered a little bit, but I really didn't ladder that much. If I had to be for real, I probably sold 40%, maybe 30% of my bag. That's it.
How much
I held most of my bag, to tell you the truth.
to the bottom?
What are you,
To the
what
bottom.
coin are you talking about, Moses?
Oh, I was talking about that. That was Litecoin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What did it go?
Game's
What did
a
it go
little
down
different,
to?
though.
I don't know. What did it go down to?
It bottomed out at
25.
22.
Yeah.
$22, which I bought. I 23, whatever. But but yeah. But but at that point, like everyone thought it was going to go to $18, and I was like, all right, fuck it, who cares? Let's just buy. I mean, at that point, I was like doing like a laddered buy. It's like every time it went down the next $5-10, I just kept buying. I mean, and it's despair.
Hey, did anybody buy into Substratum?
No,
Years ago?
I actually,
No.
Yeah, I had
I was
some of that too.
as soon as Substratum came out on another Twitter account that I had, I was immediately spamming these people with Discourse saying the product is a scam, because they were totally, and I can't remember exactly what they were ignoring, but there was a portion of the network layer that they were totally ignoring. Their promise was that they were going to make like a new internet or something like that, while ignoring the fact that they didn't control any of the systems that would actually be propagating their packets. It was total madness, and then they went to zero. I just wanted to let y'all know.
I remember
but that's good. You
Dash
were
having
using
300 grand
logic.
worth of it though, and losing it.
And common sense. Yeah.
I actually bought it. I actually bought it at 14 cents and sold it at $3.
Wow.
Damn, nice,
Huh.
bro. There you go.
Whoa.
Good for
Hextoshi,
you.
let me know your trading
I hope
strategy
you bought like
for everything.
$1,000 of it. Yeah.
Hey, what are you buying right now, Hextoshi?
Yeah, what are you buying?
What you buying? What you buying?
Buying Hex.
What's
He's buying Hex, baby.
Hex. He's buying Hex. He sold everything. Before he told us, he sold everything, and he's buying Hex all in.
The kitchen.
Hey, I did
walls.
have Tezos, and I ran that. I actually bought into the ICO at Tezos
Oh, nice.
in US.
What are you buying right now? You said you're just buying Hex right now?
Yeah.
Not Unipower.
Just Hex, baby.
Just Hex.
He's a Hexican.
Yep.
Are you sure you're not buying Unipower?
Unipower.
No Unipower.
How about WePower? I'm waiting for them to come back out with that again.
GT,
I'm
dude.
waiting for the story about that.
I love that meme where they put you as a Grim Reaper and then they have projects and you just don't have projects.
It's true, man. It's true. I like punching holes and stuff. That's the reason I'm here, and why I'm so like adamant about Hex, is because that's what I'm good at, is punching holes and stuff. I used to get paid to punch holes in I was a cybersecurity engineer. I got paid to punch holes and stuff. And I've tried to punch holes in Hex for a long time, and I can't do it. I've tried.
That's good.
Why don't you become an auditor?
I was. That was what I did for a job. That was my job.
A whole bunch.
Partially to a degree. I've done audits. I've audited code systems that you've absolutely heard of and you've probably used before. I've audited them before.
Like Hex? You an auditor for Hex?
No, I've been an auditor for
Monero.
More widely used code bases than Hex before.
Hey,
That's cool.
chat. I
I
need
bet you
two
those
more
auditors are in here somewhere.
Hexicans in here to test this thing out. I want to see if we can get 10 people in here and see what it
What's
looks
it-
like.
Stress the limit.
What's it going to look like?
Where's
at 10?
Brian?
Yeah,
Where's
that's what
Brian
it
at?
says. 9, I feel like will be sweet. I don't wonder about 10.
Yeah. One
I don't know
more.
about
Let's
10.
play. We'll play Hollywood Squares. We'll do it crypto edition, man.
All
right.
You know, my chat's not working though. I think because we're on DLive, my live comments.
Yeah,
don't-
we're
it doesn't
on
work.
DLive. So,
I have DLive up.
We
the
hear
chat
you.
over on this other.
yeah, you got to pull the DLive.
So I got the dual
Tab.
screens.
Yeah, pull up a tab.
Yeah, mine doesn't work either.
Hey, good texture. Are we still doing the show tomorrow?
Probably. I'm probably going to get a generator tomorrow to start running AC because I'm going to have company and I can't be without air conditioner.
No
So
problem. Just let me know. We can reschedule for next week, bro.
No
It's
shirtless
fine.
GT on the stream.
man,
You
it's going
live
to
in
be
a tiny
nice.
home or
I
what?
saw that.
Yeah,
What was
yeah, I
up
live in a
with that,
tiny
man?
house.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I saw
Elf
that.
King build it?
Don't question the Elf King.
We're
Building
so
a tiny
used
home
to
right
no
now.
shirt.
I got too many questions. What's the question?
Are you the Elf King?
The only question that counts was mine. I said, "What the fuck were you doing with no shirt on the other day?"
It was hot, bro. It's like 90 degrees up in here.
Yeah, okay. You're trolling bitches
got
is
no
what you were
AC.
doing, right? Is that what it was? I'm trolling
man.
bitches.
It's hot. It's super hot. No, I'm going to try to get an air conditioner this
So
next
hot.
coming week though.
It's so
That's need ultra efficient if you're gonna run it off of a generator.
Yeah, I'm gonna run it off a generator. Probably get one from Arbor
I was
Freight.
halfway expecting to see you with no shirt and some suspenders on and your pitchfork sitting behind you.
I think split units are,
Yeah.
are pretty
I mean,
energy efficient.
I've got a pitchfork outside. Seriously, I use it all the time.
Yeah. What's that tool you're using to grind up the stump? What was it? Was it just like a
Oh,
spade?
that's my favorite tool. That is by far my favorite tool. I've got it's like 17 or 18 pound iron rod. It's about 5 feet long, and it's just an iron rod that's got a sharpened flat blade on the end
okay,
of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I take that
have
sharpened
those.
flat blade and just it's I use it as a chisel and just
Mhm.
chisel over and over again and just take the stumps away. And I'm actually starting to get a yard, which is nice because what I'm on right now 3 years ago was
Forest?
pretty old forest. It was total forest, at least 40 or 50 years old, maybe older than that. And I turned it into my place, and it's nice to start to be getting the beginnings of a yard. It's nice.
Do you have
Dude,
a sawmill?
Say again?
Do you have a sawmill? Even just a small setup? No.
Nope.
That'd be phenomenal to have.
Dude, you ran like a when you were like cranking up that what the thing
Come
to
along?
the tree, the come along, and then
Oh,
you fucking
yeah.
just ran. You look like you teleported, bro.
I'll tell you what, and I've seen those. The reason that I move that fast is because I have seen those trees teleport. So when they get really close to the ground, if they're only being held off the ground by maybe a branch or something like that, if that branch ever breaks, I've seen trees that, let's say that they're this far from the ground,
Right.
and when those things move, they teleport. I mean, there is no middle ground. It is an instant pop. I mean, there's no middle ground whatsoever, and it's just the amount of damage that those things can do is just massive. And I know people see around here. We got a lot of trees. Maybe I don't know if
they
y'all
pine?
have a lot of. Yeah, a lot of these are pines, but I've got
Okay.
some really nice. I've got some hickory trees out here. I can sit here and talk about trees all day. I've got some beautiful oak trees, and I've got mulberry trees. I got beautiful trees out here.
Right.
But a lot of people, my father has told me stories about people that have died working with trees. It happens.
Yeah.
It's not a rare occurrence. So whenever I'm doing something like that, and that's the reason I use the winch. I use that winch and a pulley system to get the heck away from it. Yeah, a snatch block is what they call it. I use that with a snatch block so I can get out of the way because people die doing that stuff. So I
People
don't-
get knocked out all the time from
Call that
acorns
survival instinct.
knocking trees down, dude. Especially with pine trees.
What happens? What happens with pine trees?
Oh, a lot of we've known at least here locally a bunch of people getting knocked out or getting hurt real bad from like a falling pine cone from knocking trees down.
Really,
pine
a pine cone? A pine
Yeah,
cone?
yeah. Dude, some of them they're in bunches like this big, dude.
Oh, they must have different pine cones in California.
Well, it's over here like in Pebble Beach and stuff. Some of
Oh,
these
the
trees,
green
like,
ones. The green ones are heavy when they're before they're the big seat, like when they
You know what
open
I mean?
up, they're not heavy.
But
when they're green, they're a couple pounds a piece.
Yeah, they come in a big cluster. Yeah, when
Maybe Pete, you can kill a person with a penny.
Yeah, they did that on Mythbusters, right?
off the Empire State.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have those fast-growing crooked pine trees out where you're at. The lumber liquidators love the Colorado-grown trees because they take 3 to 4 times as long to grow, but they are straight.
Really? Why do the pine trees grow so much slower over there?
So here
we don't have the wetness that you guys have, and they're higher elevation, so we don't have as long a growing season.
Said wetness. So you guys want to see something?
This conversation is now getting naughty.
So this
Where's
is
the wetness?
This is off of the biggest tree
Whoa!
in the world.
Whoa!
What is
Wow.
that?
Whoa.
That's a pine
Okay, yeah, you
cone
get hit with
from the
that.
general.
You get hit with that beast, you're gonna go down.
That's a pine cone.
Yeah, and when that's
Would
a
you
green
shut the
pine
fuck up
cone,
and try and
that thing
say
is
something?
heavy.
When they're green, they're heavy. They don't fold up yet. They're all just condensed. Yeah.
That's from California.
That's off the General Sherman. This is actually a pine
The
cone.
redwood.
General Sherman. Yeah.
Wow,
redwood
that's
tree.
amazing.
The redwood forest
Oh.
out in Santa
Huge.
Cruz is
Look how
beautiful,
big
man.
this.
Oh my god, it's amazing. It's like another world.
Yeah, I love it. And the air is so amazing. Like,
The
if you
general
guys ever go to,
It's an armadillo.
if you guys ever go out to Santa Cruz, there's something called the mystery spot, right? And it's basically a cabin that loggers found where gravity's off, essentially.
Really?
And yeah, look into it. It's yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I've been out there a couple of times, and I talked to a local who lives there, who lives in the town. I asked him about it. This old guy, and he said the real mystery spot is actually a couple of miles away, and they built up like some sort of government facility around it, and then they built the fake tourist mystery spot, which is like, so there are places around the world where like gravity doesn't exist properly. I think Bad Pop did one of those on YouTube. He showed where there's a bunch of places. I mean, there's a reason why, like RG was saying, the Mount Rushmore was like a sacred site for the Indians, and then we built
ley lines.
There's 1,000 mountains we could have done it. Why did we choose their sacred spot? I don't know why. I have no idea, but there's some sort of scientific something that they know that we don't.
Yeah, there's something with like ley lines or whatever. Like if you notice,
something like that.
Where like Silicon Valley is, like Silicon Valley's right on top of ley lines, like the center points and stuff. The Temple of Zeus,
New York
same
City,
thing.
and
yeah,
it's
like,
all kind of.
There's these cluster spots and stuff where like all the electrical lines of the world kind of connect. Well, a bunch of them connect, and then those points all together are like where like technology or just industry
pyramids.
always ends up. Pyramids. It always pops up in those points.
It's
There's one.
Richard Hart's
same
house.
people from the Hollow Moon, right, Captain?
Right.
Absolutely.
No, but I mean, this isn't even Holly Moon. This is like literally every civilization always builds some random monument in those areas.
I think if you look hard enough, you'll find significance in anything.
I mean, I don't even.
If you look hard enough, you'll find significance in anything.
I don't know, man. I never found significance in a pine cone until RG3 just showed me that big one.
Yeah, I agree. That was a I've never seen anything like that.
It's big as fuck, man.
It is off the biggest known tree on the planet. They call it.
Yeah. Well, that is. Yeah.
Can somebody mute Hextoshi?
Is it his again? Hold on.
Marco.
There it goes.
Exactly.
It's fixed now.
There he is.
All right. Why don't we have 10 people in here? Why is it
tried to talk?
We can't get
GT, what is your staking? Do you do stake ladders?
Ballet brand or whatever?
I'll post in the chat again for these guys.
I think I have quarterly stakes for a while.
Really? Oh wow.
Okay. Every 3 months. Okay.
I were monthly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even want to do the monthlies.
Yeah, I think quarterly is I would not want to go more than quarterly. That's just my opinion though.
You mean smaller than quarterly?
Yeah. Like I wouldn't want to do monthlies, or especially not weeklies. That's really getting intense. Because the gas fees, y'all. The gas fees are gonna. It's possible that the gas fees are gonna be relatively high. I mean, I don't think it's going to be prohibitively high. I don't think people are going to be prevented from ending their stakes, but there's going to be some gas involved.
Yeah.
Compared to the amount, compared to the volume. So instead of instead of looking at time, we should look at the amount of hex you're staking. Because I mean, if you do 100,000 hex every week, then who fucking cares? But if it's like 1,000 hex every week, I think Ryan did 500, and he's fully confident that it's going to be so valuable that it's going to be worth it. So I'm like, all right, why not?
I think it's going to be valuable after 3 years. The 3-year stakes above, those are more like what a 1 year is a 2x, a 2 year is like a 2.5x, 3 years like 3.5 or something, or 4x with penalties and stuff. So those 3 to 4 year stakes are all worth it. But those first ones, if it's smaller, it's not. You're going to get only a 2x, I think. Or so.
You think your profits are going to get eaten up in gas?
Maybe on small ones like that. I think 10,000 might be a safe number. I think for a bunch of smaller stakes and stuff for 1 or 2 years that you're doing, like you're spreading them out a lot, like maybe like you're doing like one every week or something. 10,000 might be a safe number. I think you'll be okay with that in terms of gas fees compared to the hex price.
So you think 10,000? So for the audience who may or may not be watching, 10,000 a week per week, 10,000 is. You think is the minimum number? Not 1,000 or 500 like Ryan. Ryan's like, man, he goes hard, man. He's like 500 a week. I'm like, man, that seems I don't know.
That's a lot of labor involved in that.
It's a lot of labor, man. He said it took him months to do that.
Yeah. You want to know something? Like I have half a year of I have 100,000 staked every single fucking day for 10 years.
How much? Say that again.
Wait, what? Say it again. What?
Everybody's like, what?
This is before I changed my strategy a little bit, but I have like at least 100,000 hex staked every fucking day for like 10 years at least.
Every day,
but just for like for 6 month period of time.
So like I have.
I don't understand.
No, wait. I think I said that wrong. So I have 100,000 staked every day for 6 months.
That means you have 300 million.
Starting on how far out?
For let me see if I can correct
like ending when, I guess, is what I mean.
And so first year, and then from there, the rest of it was like I spread them out like a laddering from 1 to 10. I think if you look back at some of the videos I talked with like Hexologist, when was that?
So 3 million a month, every month, or no?
No, wait. I have to look at my stake ladder and stuff, but like for the first, so I think I did for the first couple months and stuff. I did like
3 million,
100,000, 100,000, 50,000, 100,000, like around there for every day. And then I was like, oh, this shit's stupid. And then I started going like, let me ladder it up a little bit. But but I'm still like calibrating some of those and stuff. But that's pretty much like I have a lot of daily stakes, a lot.
Damn,
that's a lot of. That's a lot of labor in the sense that you have to have access to a laptop, because from my understanding, Ledger's not working on any mobile right now. So you're basically locking yourself into having to have a laptop for all those days.
Yeah. No, and then that's why I'm going to.
I know, clicking a button. God. Oh.
Yeah. No, but Good Textures maybe does have a point, because like this is the
you can
problem.
You can't hook up Trezors to mobile devices.
You can do it on your phone, though, can't you?
Where does anybody have it working on mobile? Has anybody ever set a stake on a mobile device?
I have set a stake. I have set a stake on a mobile device. Yes.
Who? Yes. Who? How? Where? How? What? When?
So, but not through a Trezor or through a ledger, through MetaMask, through Test Flight on an iPhone. You have to download Test Flight. You have to download Test Flight to be able. Yeah.
Okay,
but then,
hold on.
You couldn't do it through, and I couldn't do it through go.hex.win. I had to use another hex because the go.hex.win front never loads.
Were you using a hardware wallet or not?
No. In this situation, I'm using MetaMask.
So I want to know if anyone. So from my understanding, no one has ever been able to set a stake on a hardware wallet on a mobile device ever.
Okay, that may be true.
I don't think so.
I don't know of anybody that has. No. Makes me want to try.
And I've tried, and I've talked to the hard hex dev. I've talked to him about it. It's a protocol problem.
Right.
Anyway, that's going to.
What is this in the chat
I feel
that
like.
Ash is saying? Ash said you could VNC or RDP into a virtual machine over VPN. Oh, he's telling us from Mouse. Wow.
I mean, yeah. And you could plug in your Ledger Nano
relay.
into a remote server.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then
Like,
how do you sign that physically?
Right.
Oh, exactly. How are you going to push the button physically? You going to build a robot?
Right.
No, and I did
good
that,
idea.
and I don't mind doing that work for a while I'm consolidating stakes. You know what I mean? Because like my strategy is in 10 years that every single stake that I end stake will be 10-year stakes. Because that's been the plan with me for end staking, which is like I'm building a CD ladder. So go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
36 million a year.
Every now and then I'll go out and just for giggles, I'll set like a 10,000 hex stake for 5555 just for giggles, because those stakes are going to be worth an unbelievable. I think they're going to be worth an unbelievable amount of money.
2,400 hex, possibly. Who knows?
Yeah. No doubt. 100%.
Yeah, and then
2,400 times 10,000.
Yes, 2,400 times 10,000. Yeah.
What makes you guys think that the gas fees are not going to be relevant?
They're going to be relevant. It's just that the protocol was designed so that they wouldn't be prohibitively relevant. They will be they should be relevant, I would think, but just not prohibitively.
I was thinking that would be something cool to have. Just like, I wonder if it's possible to design something that would give us an estimation on how expensive it would be to unstake, let's say a 15-year stake, depending on X, Y, and Z, like what the price of Ethereum is and what the relative network traffic is, and you can, it depends a lot on, there's a ton of factors there, I guess, but I wonder even what the amount would be, where the line would be. Like, would the 500 stake be, coin stake be worth it even, or would you need to be higher?
I wonder if we could extrapolate stakes that are ending today.
Because I know
Fix your sound.
Got no sound, Liberty.
What was saying GT about extrapolating ETH? Because like this is information everybody's going to need.
Right. I think all these tools are going to start coming out, but it's just going to take time.
Like I wonder.
It comes to the point of almost predicting prices. Like if you're trying to predict the price of a coin at a certain point in time, sort of scenario.
Price, network traffic.
Kind of the same thing. Four variables.
Will the ETH fees be more expensive as ETH goes up in value?
Well, it's not even certain that ETH is going to go up in value though, because it's really just kind of it's just a dumb power line company, really.
But I'm just saying theoretically, if ETH goes to say 15 years, let's say it goes to like 1,000 in ETH. 1,000 fiat. Does that affect the gas fee?
No, I don't think the gas fee moves with the price. That's not.
That's what I was wondering.
It's independent.
Network,
there might.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Oh, yeah, so I think you're right. It doesn't move with the price. So like it's still going to be the same amount of ETH you'd be using regardless of price, So if the price 4x's, you would be spending 4x the price on in US dollar value, would it be the same amount of ETH that you'd be spending?
But usually with the price increase, you have more usage because the price is pumping. So more people are interested.
That's another variable that is like trying to guess the network size is really difficult to do it.
And surely they're going to upgrade it.
Yes.
There's also the rumor,
2023.
and it's just a rumor, that somebody might be working on something that allows you to pay your fees in HEX.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I heard that today.
That
actually
is rumored.
on Richard Hart's stream.
I want margin trading bad.
Yeah.
Wait, where were that HEX?
I don't need that sort of. I don't need that sort of.
Richard would not approve of that.
HEX.
I want margin trading to go long.
I want to be able to sell my stake. I want to be able to sell a stake. I want to be able to stake 10,000 today to 55555.
I'm really not excited about
and then
that.
sell the stake.
I'm actually I'm really worried about
traditional markets.
I mean, I think it's like I said, like we're like funding Jim has talked about. Like I think it'd be fine to sell a stake, like to sell shares of a company that was holding stakes in HEX. But I think that actually, like, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. Like somebody's going to wrap it, and it might be a possibility. But I'm worried about when that happens, what it's going to do to the price action.
I talked about this a long time ago, like it being sort of like a bubble wrapped wallet, where like you have a wallet where you put your hex in, you put your stake, and it's a wrapped contract, and then from there it just becomes a bond market at that point. But then what could end up happening is that through people just trading it so much, like let's just say you stake 10,000 hex for 10 years, and then someone just buys it for 12,000 hex. And then you're basically I mean, it's possible that some people would say, heck yeah, I'll buy them all up. And you could buy a lot of cheap hex in terms of shares. These people are just gambling, whether they're just buying up all this stuff and just for a quick profit. And then it just, you could just end up giving a whale or a certain entity a shit ton of the fucking shares in the system, which is pretty dangerous. But who knows? I mean, but go ahead.
There's something that nobody's really thought of is you can literally just sell your wallet.
Yeah, but the person
right
buying
now,
it,
for those of you that have cash, you can fill 10,000 stakes, 10,000 555, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, and then you could just sell a hardware wallet and be like, this is loaded with a million.
You're already thinking about selling out.
You can't do that.
No way. I would never trust. I would never ever trust that the person didn't make a second copy of the seed words. I would never trust that. And then it's a race of who can hold out longer till the unstake penalty to pull that money out. You know, it's terrible. I could
watch
never
your ticker
that.
symbol carefully. It might be H2XT2, whatever.
That's why you have to have a wrapped
I would never
contract.
feel comfortable. Yeah, it would have to be a wrapped. Yeah, it'd have to be something that is auditable that you could.
A bubble wallet, which is basically a wallet with basically tiny bubbles inside of it. So it's like you're holding a master wallet that creates wallets inside of wallets. I know
Like
it sounds
a dream within a dream. It's Inception.
It's a walletception.
The Inception wallet.
But the reason I say that is because everyone understands that. It's just here's the big bubble, tiny bubbles inside, and each contract is its own wallet that you could just sell, that you could just rip out, boom, it's out. You don't have the keys anymore, and that's it. But that way nothing has changed inside that ecosystem. But you're moving the wrapped or the bubble around. You know.
Hey Liberty, how you doing, my friend?
Up until this point in the crypto space is the whole when am I going to exit? Okay, everyone buys into a project. They're looking for their sell point and they're looking for their exit.
I'm doing okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. What's up, Liberty?
We got too much background noise going there.
Yeah.
I hear everyone talking at the same time.
No, it's Liberty.
It's me? Because I got...
You got something else playing, bro.
Yeah, we can hear the background.
You got
television
every time you
going.
come on, it's just like we can hear. You've got like either you've got DLive or something running in the background. Something else playing, bro.
Yeah, we can hear the background.
Yeah, you might need headphones in. Like, I mean, I have.
Like we can hear. You've got like either you've got DLive or something in the background. Something else playing, bro. Yeah.
Echo.
Headphones in. Like, I mean, I have.
All right.
Yeah, every time I shut your mic off, it goes away, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Stay in though. Stay in.
Yeah, stay in.
So Mama Rock.
They like looking at you.
Mama Rock is on right now. She's a DLive Pro, and I'm trying to get her to come in. She doesn't know much about what we're talking about, and I think this would be a great opportunity for us
Let's
to
go.
Learn about DLive.
Absolutely.
Learn about DLive a little bit.
We can learn about DLive, and she can learn about Hex.
Who is it? What's her name again?
Mama Rock.
Yeah.
Huh.
She's the one that was telling us we're number 2 on the board right now. We were number 1 last week. That's how she found out about us. So
how many followers does she have?
Number 1, number 2.
I don't know. She was casting us so she can host us. So we were streaming on her channel. So her followers were seeing us last week.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
So I've been talking with her in the chat since last week.
Wow. Oh, really?
So what do you mean we were number 1, number 2, or RG?
When you go on
DLive. Yeah, on DLive, there's like the top 3 streams.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kinetics, did you get approval from your wife to bring her on?
Well, why would I? It's RG3 stream, not mine.
It's you guys' stream, not mine. I made it for you guys. And we Hexologist is number 1 every time his show turns on. He goes to number 1. I mean, so he kills it on DLive.
The only person I've seen with more followers than Hexologist is everyone uses her stickers of her goodies bouncing around. She's I guess a big name on this DLive platform.
Oh, the one that was on our DLive platform. Oh, the one that was
She-
on our chat just
Who is
earlier.
Yeah,
she?
the Hex puppies, as someone was calling them.
Oh, there she is. Hold on, check it out. So
We
now,
can't see
would you
you.
Full
guys
screen it. Full screen it.
look?
You gotta
I'm gonna
do
bring her,
this.
you guys. I'm gonna bring her on. But if you freaking animals, would you just be quiet for a second? We got 10 people on the stream now, so and I don't want to scare her away. Okay, so just freaking chill, you bastards. Hold on,
Everybody on mute.
Mama Rock. How you doing?
I'm good. And check it out. I ain't afraid of nobody on here. Okay?
That's good. That means you're
But
one
I
of
have
us.
to say, KN,
Where's she at?
HEX, you just pulled my own stunt on me.
There she is.
Okay.
I love it.
So right on. So you got in here. You're brave. Obviously, you ain't afraid of shit because you're brave enough to come in here with a bunch of freaking cutthroats like this. So that's cool.
I was like, I ended up here last week because you guys were #1 on board. And I get up there and newcomers, I'll share you out so everybody gets to check you out, you know.
That's awesome. Well,
And
maybe
so
you can.
I started listening to you guys, and with DLive just
Does anybody see her on StreamYard?
oh do
Yeah, we all do. We
Oh.
all do.
I
Yeah,
can
we
see
see.
her.
Let her. Please don't cut her off.
no, that's all right. I'm used to it, guys. With them coming in with BTT and Bitcoin and stuff, your conversation started getting interesting. So I just sat here, and then I seen you guys go live again tonight, and I said, oh God, I'm going over there. So I've been sitting in the background. Earlier, my grandkids were in the room, so it was kind of noisy. So I went jump in.
Right on. Well, welcome to Discourse Syndicate. So, what this show is
So I went.
we're right on. Well, welcome to Discourse Syndicate.
Cut Liberty.
Somebody mute Liberty.
Liberty show is. Yeah, it's Liberty again. Doggone it. So what we do here is we're all part of a community that is a cryptocurrency called HEX.
Okay.
And are we getting background noise again? No. So we created this show to give the whole community a forum to speak. Hence the name Discourse Syndicate. But we all talk about a cryptocurrency that we all care about, which is called HEX. And what it is do you know anything about cryptocurrencies?
No, it's all new to me. I mean, we're into the paranormal world, and we do DLive and YouTube. I got sick of YouTube and ended up over here.
Yeah, we just got lost one of our streams. The stream you were watching, YouTube kicked us off that night.
Yeah,
So-
there's a bunch of
Yeah.
Do you do any astrology, Mama Rock?
Oh
I
boy,
do.
here we go.
I do all
Here we go.
kinds of- yes.
Right time.
So what is that your channel, Mama Rock?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everybody in DS, go check out Mama Rock on DLive here, and
And you see that little white arrow up in the top, up above your heads there. It says follow, and then there's an arrow.
Mm-hmm.
You push that, and you share this stuff out.
Ah.
And then these people in your chat, they earn money too.
Really?
So
doing so?
For doing so, everybody that does that, when somebody hits on that link and comes into your room,
They get some lemons.
they get some lemons, you know.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Lemon
see that now.
up. Lemon at, and the other thing is to build up that chest sitting down below you. The more conversation they have, the more that thing collects cash, and you can disperse that to them.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I've been just opening up I mean, I don't know exactly how it works, but I would,
This is your second time, right?
Yeah, this is our second time that we were actually doing DLive. You know,
All right, you need to do, if you want to be affiliated with DLive, you've already got the numbers. You did that your first night. I was watching you guys. I was like, holy shit, I did the same thing when I came over here the first time I went live. So that's good. So build up your channel over here, because I'm just a stranger coming in learning about your stuff, and it's interesting to me. So if that's the case, it's going to be interesting to other people. And I kind of like am the one that goes into everybody's channel and tells them, hey guys, this is what you need to do. You know, because there's more people that need to hear what you're selling.
Yeah, well, you know, and that's just it. We're not selling anything, but we,
in the sense of selling.
no. I know, I hear you.
The information and the education behind it all. Other people need to hear it.
Yeah. So just to kind of get you up to speed quickly,
certificate of deposit.
HEX is that. So cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin. I'm sure you've heard of that.
Kind of like the lemons.
Yeah, it's exactly what lemons are. You know, they're basically a cryptocurrency. Now HEX, what HEX is it's the first cryptocurrency that has become a certificate of deposit. So what you can do is you can get HEX, and there's a couple different ways to get it. You can mint it yourself, or you can go in and purchase it on an exchange. And what you can do with that HEX is you can sell it, trade it. You can do all kinds of, you know, you can do with HEX what you can do with any cryptocurrency. But the other thing about HEX is that you can take it and stake it. And that is like putting it into a certificate of deposit. So you can take it and say, I'm going to put it away for a year. I'm going to put it away for 2 years. I'm going to put it away for a month. I'm going to put it away for 10 years. You could take some for your grandkids, and you can say, well, I'm going to put some away for 15 years and give college funds to the grandkids or whatever, right? Cool. And what that does is it starts to compound interest, and it also we're in the launch phase. So right now we're about halfway through our launch phase, and on November 18th or the 19th of November actually is going to be the end of our launch phase. So at that point, everybody's going to get a big bonus, whether it's 2 times, 3 times the amount of money HEX that you've put into your certificate of deposit. You're going to get a big bonus for being in the launch phase. And then that's going to get added to your stakes that you have. And then that's going to start to gain and gather interest as time goes on too, before it matures, and then you can collect it. So that's a basic synopsis of how HEX works.
And each and every one of you are into something else, or all the same?
No, we're all into HEX.
All the
HEX.
I see that the name's all kind of.
Yeah, hexadecimal, hextoshi.
I'm the oddball on the board, guys. Funny.
Can we talk about ghosts?
Yeah. So now let's get into the interesting. Now that you know about us.
Ley lines.
Yes.
If ley lines are fake, why are they building on all of them?
So Mama Rock, give us your basics of what your channel's about and what you do and how you do it. Are you one of those ghost hunters, or do you talk about the paranormal and do all that kind of stuff?
I actually am more of the person that runs behind them all and tells them what to do. Not really, but yeah, a good portion of them. Our channel, my son is actually the channel that started on YouTube, and I was just a supporting channel. But I ended up fastly becoming Mama Rock to a lot of people, and quickly, you know. So what we do is we do use spirit boxes. Spirit
box.
Yeah, spirit box is
what is that?
It's a box that has real high frequency channels that just keep running. And what it does is it picks up through white noise conversation.
What's it made out of? Crystals?
It's made out of, yeah, pretty much, I believe. I don't know the technology of the box itself. I know it works.
It's a radio wave.
Yeah, and it's
searching the frequencies
constantly. It's in the real, like I said, we run it at a speed where it's high enough you don't get radio songs, and you get just the white noise. And believe it or not, you get some real creepy and some really cool stuff. When my boyfriend died, I didn't believe in any of it. My boyfriend died in my arms, and it kind of left me in a space where I didn't know what to do with myself. And so my kid was into this stuff, so I swiped his box and went in the room and turned it on. And when I did, what came through it, I recorded, and then I put on YouTube. And it was amazing to me. I was like, holy shit, I really just heard this stuff, you know?
What'd you hear?
So he told me exactly what I was doing at the time. I was sitting on my bed. I was kind of depressed. I mean, he had just died. And I had roses in front of me that came from his funeral with a candle lit and something else. I can't remember quite what it was. But he told me I was sitting in front of the flowers with the candle lit. And I jumped off the bed, left the room, closed the door. I was paranoid for about 20 minutes before I'd go back. And then I went back into the room and I just continued what I was doing. And I was hooked after that because it made me feel better.
Nice. Someone in the chat room just said, break out the spirit box and ask it about Hex.
I'll do that the next time I turn it on. Come over to my channel and check it out.
Awesome.
We will definitely get
definitely. The other thing that I do is I'm pretty famous on YouTube for doing this, but I like to do interviews with different channels to let the community know who's around and what they're doing. So I'm going to expect that this little stunt to get me up here is going to work to get you guys on my channel.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're pulling
Let's
the
go.
same stunt by bringing you on. So
That's how it works, though. But I'm glad to see you guys over here. You know, I'm going to learn because when I see you go live, I happen to come in here and it's interesting. The other thing is you guys are humorous, which is, you know, so
We're just poking fun at each other.
we're just trying to have fun, you know. I mean, how exciting could, you know, talking about cryptocurrencies really be? All the other assholes out there that are talking about it just bores me, you know.
Well, the thing is if you just mix it up the way you're doing, it'll be fine because you seem to be pulling in the numbers. You're on the board 2 weeks. I mean, what? Both times that you came in, you're already ready for affiliate status. You know,
We don't even know how to use this thing yet.
We don't know how to use our limits.
We're trying.
We're the Joe Rogan experience of financial crypto finance.
As you come to know me better, I'll show you how those lemons work in the room because once we get the other crowd, the good thing about DLive is you're going to pull in your YouTube crowd, but you're going to pull in a lot of people over here too.
Yeah, we see that already. That's cool.
Yeah, and depending, I mean, you guys seem to be pretty down to earth and funny, and even though you're talking about something that probably none of us know nothing about, and this is new, it's interesting when you pull into it and you're talking about, well, this will go up this way, and I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm thinking, this sounds like money to me, and I like money, so I'll put
it this way: it's the most complex game theory out there right now, and that's what makes it so interesting because we all have different opinions and different ideas on how things are going to go.
Yeah, we're mostly all just running here on our visions and dreams of what we think it's going to do and what we want it to do, and then a lot of us have, you know, actual technical information that is helping us to reach those conclusions. So like Good Texture in here and Krakowski, and these guys are, you know, all, and Connects, these guys are all real smart and they understand, you know, what markets do and things like that. So we have a lot of intellectual conversations along with the funny shit that we do. And then of course, some of the, what we call moon boy talk in the crypto world, we call it moon boy talk when you're talking about something, you know, going, you know, like a rocket to the moon as far as price of action goes.
Yeah.
So
speaking of price, we're probably the top performing asset period of 2020. Yeah. I don't know of any asset on earth that has outperformed Hex this year.
Yeah, we did 116 times itself since December. So the price of the coin has gone from its opening price all the way to 116x, meaning times itself.
So if you put $1,000, just to like break that down, if you put $1,000 in Hex in the beginning, you would have $116,000 right now today.
Since December.
Yeah.
And all the guys sitting here.
Less than a year, you'd have $116,000.
And it's not done.
And it's not done.
No,
we're just
started.
First year. Like I said, I'm here to learn because it sounds very interesting.
Mama Rock, is there? I really want. I'm learning from my buddy Hexologist, who is doing really well and figuring out DLive, because his channel actually was completely turned off by YouTube, and he's our number one streamer.
Wow.
The man streams every day on YouTube, and he doesn't have a garbage show like this. He has a real clean show. And
well, then my suggestion to you is to go over there, bring him back over here.
Oh, he's
here. We followed him over here.
He does the show
every
day. He does it right at 8 o'clock every Eastern, every 7:30.
He's the one that started the Exodus.
Ooh.
Yep.
It's Hexologist.
Hexologist.
Yeah, he's on for 5:30 Mountain Time, 5:40 Mountain Time to about 7 o'clock every day.
Yeah, and so I guess my question to you was: is there a way for me to like DM you in?
Are you guys are on Discord?
Yeah,
we're on Discord.
Mama Rock 943.
Put link in the chat, Mama Rock.
Shh, Mama Rock, what?
Hold on, I got to make sure I'm giving you the right one, because I have several accounts.
While you look that up, I just want to state we're glad to have you here. We'd like to see more. We'd like to draw in more of the DLive community, because you guys are already playing with BitTorrent and Tron and Lemons, and so you guys are going to be a faster, what we call a no coiner position that is going to accept these things a lot better than someone who's not used to something like this.
And maybe you guys landed over here at the right time, because they're now, like I said, it used to be they were using some Lino.
Mm-hmm.
Now they just moved over to Bitcoin. And so people don't know anything about it, so it's not very popular yet. And so,
they should be using HEX.
Well,
yeah, they should.
Well,
or at least ETH.
Maybe
At least
somebody
ETH.
out there might be listening to you. You never know.
Yeah.
And so my suggestion is you guys are doing great bringing it forward, because I'm here 2 times in a row, guys, and I'm sitting on your darn panel. So,
Yeah.
Well, that's that you caught it. This is a Friday night, so this is the FN Hangout.
right.
So we have a show Monday and Wednesday where we have guests, and just a few of the members that are Cutthroats come in every once in a while, so that it's a smaller show. But on Friday night, I just throw the link out and let whoever wants to come in and say their piece or talk or learn or whatever. So that's kind of what Friday nights is all
So
about.
as I get more educated on this, when I feel like coming in, I will just show up.
That's all you have to
Perfect.
do. Now, you said it was Mama Rock what on Discord?
On Discord, it's Mama Rock 9430.
430?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right on. Well, thanks for coming in and helping us understand DLive a little bit. And
Awesome. Guys, it's really cool over here, and most everybody's friendly. You get those pains in the asses that come on, but
we're experts in pains in the ass.
We deal with a lot of those.
Yeah.
We came over from YouTube as well, and YouTube is for the birds. They're just like, what they want to be is Netflix, so let them do their thing. We'll all find other places to go. I am a political person, and I'm not for the Biden side, okay? So I'm pretty opinionated about some things, and you might hear about it on my channel, from time to time. Don't be afraid to say what you got to say, guys. It's welcome over here, as long as it's not crude or lewd or you don't have to be.
We foray in it sometimes, but not too bad. We're usually pretty reasonable.
Randy hasn't been on for a while, so I think we're all right.
I've been watching back and forth on the board, because I kind of do that. I look at what people are doing, and I see not too many days ago at number 1 on the board. That's how I ended up in your room. Tonight, you're still on that board. You're at number 2. But the channel that you're running up against is somebody that's been here for a while and has a big has a following, so they come in with the numbers. So it's just about getting the numbers, but you guys are going to do that. I know.
Awesome.
I feel it.
Oh
But
yeah, we are.
I'm not going
Many ways.
I'm not going to stay because I'm disturbing your real conversation.
Oh, no worries. This is great.
We're all listening to you.
But, it's the name, Mama Rock. What can I say? My real name is Janice. To all you other.
Hi, Janice.
Hello, Janice.
Hey, Janice.
Hello, Janice.
It's all right to be known as Mama Rock, but sometimes, people can know you for who you really are, and so I'm one of those people. So anyway, guys, I got to go to sleep because I got grandkids. And if I don't, I'm going to go to sleep with you running in the background so I can listen to this conversation.
Right on.
But after you're done with this, what you need to do next is you need to host 5 channels.
Host 5 channels.
5 channels. And then you're already on Discord. You need to follow this DLive on Twitter as well. And then you need to apply for your affiliate.
So 5 DLive channels. I need to host them.
Yeah. And
yours is going to be the first. Where's the button to do that?
Okay. When you go in on your DLive, you go to that little button that you hit to go live, the little camera, you drop it down. Let me just follow you there because I'll lead you into the darkness for sure. I
believe that.
You open up the camera and then you look to your left, you see live, you see stream settings, subscriptions, hosting and rerun.
There it is.
You hit there. When you open that up, there's a little bar and you type in the name of the channel and it'll pop up. And then you just hit host.
Now it does say return feature is currently only available for partners.
What?
I got rerun and hosting from hosting and return, or hosting and rerun, it says.
That makes no sense. Wait a minute, because you're not an affiliate. I think it's because you're not affiliate. No.
Yeah, well, I think you have to get to affiliate status first. Yeah.
No. For hosting, yes, you do. You just have to get to your 200. Follow them on Discord. Make sure you read all the little letters they send you because there's links in those.
Okay.
Like the welcome letter.
Yeah.
Stuff. But you're already ready for affiliates, so just apply for it. And they're going to go check out your YouTube channel, and they're going to come back and say, "Chink, affiliate."
Nice.
369 Crypto says you need a certain amount of subs. Does that?
He's already got. He's got 252. You only needed 200.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. Well, thanks, Mama Rock, for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys around.
Hey, that's great. We'll see you soon.
See you later. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Take care.
See ya.
Now I have to find my way out of here.
Down at the bottom, there's a little X says Leaf Studio.
I got it. Thank you.
Right on. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, that was cool.
I like this setup. I like the 9, the 3x3. 3x3.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
I feel like we're the Brady Bunch.
Does that make you Martian?
Oh yeah.
It still may be a little much as far as all the conversation going on.
Kurkowski's Alice.
Liberty, you got to unfuck yourself, bro. Your shit is fucked up.
What happened to the headphones, man? You had headphones.
Man, hey,
puss.
Liberty, we gotta do a meetup, man. We gotta go get some lunch out here.
What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of like? I've got a meetup account, and I was thinking about setting up meetup and just seeing who's in I don't know. I don't know if you can do multiple cities for one, but Hex meetups, or I don't know where everybody is. But I mean, there's 20,000 Hex members, so I would think in 20,000 there's going to be 3 or 4 in each city,
In
kind of
area.
scattered around.
That's true.
Well, it'll be a lot easier after big payday when I get my Ninjet.
Yeah, fly us out, man. We'll just have different rooms in your jet, and we'll pretend like we're in different places.
We're all RGs.
Here's the point.
What's
I don't
that?
know who's talking.
I'm looking at it. We're beating this guy that's number one right now. We've got 130. Oh no, he's got 135 now. We got 133.
Ooh.
I'll
Chilly.
post something.
We got
Post
133
in
on
Telegram.
right now.
What's that?
Some of my friends are watching the show, and they don't even own Hex. They're like, "What is Hex?" I'm like, whatever. Just come to the show.
Let's start talking about
I was picking at you a little bit earlier, Hexadecimal, because you're kind of thinking in the way that crypto has been, where you're looking for that exit point, right? If you play Hex correctly, it's not really an exit; it's a residual. So it's something that you carry out. You can sell all you want; you'll never run out if you just if you do it properly. So it's not really an exit. It's getting away from the way things were and creating rewards for learning how to save, learning how to take that over time. And not just I got to get out,
How in the
Yeah, I
hell did
understand.
she only have 39 followers?
That's gonna change.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I understand. But I think that everyone has a magic number. I think it wasn't the Wolf of Wall Street. It was the movie about Wall Street before that, where he's like, greed is good.
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
What is that?
Gordon
Wolf of
Gekko.
Wall-
Yeah.
Gordon Gekko. And in that he talks about how everyone has a magic number. I don't know if it was the first one or the second one, but everyone has a magic number. And people might hold longer than they should, like a Hex Jesus was saying, where he held from 120 all the way back down to 20.
Let me
change
your perspective. Let me change your perspective here a little bit about it. Think of it like you have a farm, and your farm is producing X amount of money. Now you can take the one lump sum and sell the farm, but then you're no longer able to produce that, and you're going to have to find yourself something else. Or you can go ahead and stay with the farm and continue to collect that money that it's producing.
I agree.
Depending on the situation,
I understand
everyone's got a situation where, man, if that farm triples in value or quadruples in value, you might want to just sell that farm.
It's a $2 million farm, $5 million farm.
I mean, I'm not saying that that's always the optimum play, but most people are not going to do the optimum play. It's just by the nature. Otherwise, it wouldn't be. That's
emotional.
And you should want that, Johnny Chaos, because
that's good.
People that don't do the optional play are going to give the people that are doing it more money.
Yeah,
that's where it comes from. I mean,
it's true, but the community wants you to do what's best for you too. So if you listen to Hexo's plan, where he's basically going to alternate his stakes, right? So when his stake comes up, you sell the interest. It really doesn't matter what that interest is, as long as you're able to make it back.
Potentially,
it's like saying you're working a job and you're getting a steady increase in your paycheck. If you constantly have stakes that are coming off and you're restaking your principal, it becomes.
So what is your staking
income.
ladder?
Maybe
what does your staking ladder look like? Are you doing 1,000 a month, 10,000 a month, 1,000 a week, 500 a week, like Ryan is? Litecoin Moses did 100,000 a day for 6 months.
Yeah,
got a full-time job there.
I don't know if I buy into all that.
That's what he said. I don't know.
But that is what he said.
Because
we'll have to pick on him about that. And so he's doing really well for himself.
Is the OA.
Well, he may have just bought in.
Not that much.
There's a guy, the guy that's in charge of Hex Bear. He told me he bought $150,000 on day one.
Bad day. Bad day to buy that much.
Bad day.
I can understand why he is running the Hex Bear chat.
Well, no, he's not. He's the admin for the Hex search.
GT, 20,000 Hex went in first day at $87 a piece. What's that run up to? The 20,000 at 87.
It was 1 billion coins total, right?
Yeah,
It was 1 billion.
So it was 20,000 ETH.
Yes, but I mean, how much was paid? How much was paid on day one? He said he bought 150,000 day one.
In the early, like in the first, I mean, not day one, but around day one, very early.
Because there was a total of 20,000 ETH.
Hard, really early, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's still somewhat. I mean that's still what 20 was. I mean at the time was to over 20 million.
160,000. No.
21. Yeah,
1,600,000. Anyway, don't got my calculator.
I wanted to talk about Monero.
$4 million. I mean, 100,000.
I think that's a better discussion.
What was that?
Good
what was that?
Talk about ghosts.
Dude, you gotta subscribe to our channel, man.
Yeah, we gotta get that spirit box out and hear what it's got to say about Hex, man. I'm excited about that.
Have you guys seen some of the channels in there in DLive?
Yeah, I look through them all every day now.
I'm looking at there's this gal that's sitting there. She's not even gaming. She's just sitting there in a gaming chair, like half dressed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the blonde girl.
And has 3 times as many followers as you.
No, she's got 38 people watching her right now.
And they're not even doing anything. Like they're doing there was this one with this girl just literally walking down the street and there's like 20 people watching her do absolutely nothing.
Yeah, this is like
wow.
This is some of it's strange.
I mean, she's hitting her. She's hitting her goal. She's got 32 or 30 subs.
You all the time.
She's doing her justice.
Whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
You want to talk about ghosts? Maybe that's what ghosts do. Maybe they just like follow us around and watch us.
Yeah. They just have like G Live. It's just Ghost Live, and they just watch people.
Yeah,
all day.
it's just like maybe that whole like great crowd of witnesses is just ghosts like watching. Like, oh, what is good texture? He's chopping wood. Let's watch him chop wood for like an hour. Oh, what's he doing now? He's
without his shirt on, chopping wood with no shirt.
It's hot. You know how quick it takes that shirt to be completely drenched? About 10 minutes.
Yep.
Damn, sweaty. You're a bear.
About 10 minutes.
Where do you live, Mississippi?
Mississippi. Apparently, I live in Mississippi. I don't have a flag anymore.
Is that what? I don't know anything about what's going on with that. People I don't know. I don't really pay attention to it. Richard said not to watch the news, and I honestly don't.
I just know that if
your gun law is under attack too right now, bud.
How? Who said who?
I'll find you the article. I'll send it to you in Telegram.
Who's trying to take my guns? What time are they going to be here? Please let me know.
What time they coming? What time they coming? Let me go set the tripwires.
Set up some traps. Yeah. Some shit sticks.
I gotta go. You mean I gotta go pull the tripwires?
Bungee sticks.
Yeah.
I feel like
bungee sticks. Man, those things are wicked.
I feel like if they ever come for my guns, that's the day that I leave this planet. I'm pretty sure.
Man, if they've gotten to that point, there's a lot of people are going to be leaving the planet. Like that. That's World War III, baby.
You guys hear me?
Yeah. Where you been?
Oh, my fucking phone's. I had to put myself on the fucking charger.
Oh, yeah, I plugged mine in. That's why I'm like sitting here.
You got like one more week to get off that friggin' thing, man.
Dude, I know, man. I'm waiting on my shit, dude. It's Android 19 out here, man. It's so hard to get anything right now in California. It's ridiculous, dude. It's like go on Craigslist or go on anywhere like trying to get anything for like Ethernet cables or anything. It's all sold out, man.
Why?
It just there's nothing new coming on stock. It's just like everyone's just it's either got hoarded and people are just selling it for exorbitant prices, or it's just out of stock because everyone's streaming now, obviously.
Oh.
KNTX, where's my? Did you say that they were about to come tomorrow to take my guns?
It's the day after next. Well, dude,
We
they
off
don't work
that
on the
subject.
weekends.
He
The
is.
government
He's
doesn't
actually a
work on the
cop.
weekends. It'll be Monday, bro.
It'll be
All right, good.
Monday. Send him a
about these late
link. So
I was just
No, let's
listening
talk about
Chip
it to make
today.
RG3 mad.
hey, man, I'm just fucking joking.
No,
It is crazy
no,
how
Captain, we need
Talk about-
direction.
I'm amazed. I'm watching the DLive streams that are going on. There's this guy playing with this purple dragon and talking. It's the weirdest thing
Is
I've
that a
ever
metaphor for something?
seen. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's doing something here with this game. I
believe
my daughter did this a few
Spyro?
years
Is that
ago.
what
Dragon,
it
that's
is?
Spyro.
Oh yeah,
Spyro, yeah.
But I never
he's
got
playing
this.
Spyro the Dragon.
Where people were
I'll
playing
be
video
damned.
games and watching other people play video games. I never got it.
I mean,
Well, it's kind of like having
I mean-
friends. You know, when you have a friend over and you play video games with your friend, but you're not actually with a friend, and it's not a person you actually know or have never met in your entire life. But it's just a simulated friend, is what it is.
Well, it's more like it's kind of like when I go over to a friend's house and they're way better at the game than me. So I'm like, nah, you just keep playing, man. This is.
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
watch.
man,
You look
yeah,
like-
okay.
Yeah,
like
you
you're
look like
super
you know
good.
exactly what you're doing.
Like Mortal
I'm good
Kombat. You're
over
like,
here.
oh,
So that makes
Yeah,
sense
yeah.
now. That makes
Yeah,
sense because
yeah.
now you can watch the game and watch somebody who knows
Whoa.
exactly what they're
Yeah,
doing
you're like
and
this
feel
guy
like
is way
you're
better
doing
than
it.
me. I didn't even know that was there. Oh my god, this guy's great. You know, like you just have a good time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna give him some lemons for showing me that star thing was there. I didn't even been looking for that.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. I
So
get
you're
it.
learning
But
strategy.
you know what I'm
yeah.
fascinated about is I'm looking at these guys, and all these guys have got followers, and some of these girls are with their flappities hanging
You're
out.
always gonna get that, unfortunately.
But
Hex puppies.
But then I'm looking at our little ridiculous channel there, and I'm going, this is number one, and everyone's like, where the fuck did these guys come from? They're like been here for 2 days, and they're killing the wappities, and they're killing the freaking purple dragons, and they're killing all of us here, and they've been here for like 2 days, and they're all a bunch of ugly fucks on a live stream talking about something that none of us know anything about. They gotta be like crazy.
Well, you know what's really unfair about crypto versus just finance, legacy finance, I think is what Richard calls it, is if you do a legacy finance show. I watched how to become successful as a YouTuber. This guy, I bought and it doesn't matter. And he said that what people don't realize is when you get like ad revenue as a YouTuber in the financial space, it's 10 times what a regular YouTuber gets, literally 10 times. And that's why he said, he's like, this is where you want to be. But crypto channels are the opposite. They actually are kicking you off. And the only thing I can think is like, it must be like legacy finance is backing YouTube. And they're like, no, like, don't, like, we're funding you. Don't, like, you need to, like, don't,
That makes sense because
Good theory.
it is a good theory.
It's not a bad theory. I mean, I do think that. I mean, in general, the legacy finance is the ones who are behind. I mean, the SEC is going to be behind cease and desist letters that are going to stop projects from that aren't legit projects. And in that regard, like I think that YouTube and Facebook are trying to cover their ass from letting people get screwed out of a lot of their money. I mean, like I don't think that it's like entire. Like I think that we as people who see what the value of crypto are like totally are like excited about it and think it's bullshit that we're getting censored. But like there's been a million of projects out there or who people have lost a lot of money and like that they don't necessarily want to be a conduit for that shit. And I mean, like, there's a piece of me that understands that, when
90% of freaking crypto projects, are scams.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
it's like what the Joker talked about, how it's if a million soldiers die, it's part of the plan. Like how many millions of dollars has legacy finance flushed down the toilet? But that's okay, because on the other side of that, it's legacy bankers that are absorbing that. Money doesn't disappear. Like when the bubble happened, all that money from real estate, people have that money in their bank accounts. It didn't just disappear. That's what the news portrayed. All this money it's gone. We don't know what happened to it. Is it under my rug? It's not. Is it under my sleeve? That money didn't disappear. So I mean that's to say that crypto has taken money, yeah, I guess it has, and they don't understand it.
Yeah.
I get it. You know, you're
Money
right. You're 100%
disappears.
right.
Money disappears all the time.
I mean, one of our biggest selling points of crypto was initially one of the biggest narratives was like down with the banks. You know, like that's like you're taking pot shots at the big dogs before you even are like on the same level.
Centralized.
You're
like
you're
when
right.
the market
Good text.
when the market cap of Apple is $1 trillion, if the market cap drops to $750 billion, that money disappeared. It's gone.
Right, but
Well, it
Apple
does, but
already took that money. You already gave Apple that money. When you bought a
that
share
was
of
the
stock, you
valuation.
bought it
That
from
wasn't-
Apple.
Well, the
When
value
you buy a
drops because
share,
people
you're
sell
giving
it, and
Apple
somebody
money,
else
just like a
buys
crypto.
it.
You're giving
So-
them money for a share.
Well, the money doesn't.
That's
just
why it's very similar
evaporate.
to crypto.
It does go
What
to
is the
somebody
share?
else.
Cash out that $1 trillion or that money lost. So
It's a
No, it's just like
could be-
crypto, guys. It's just like crypto.
Because
You've got slippage, and so even though everybody's valuation is a certain value per share, it actually goes down. So it literally evaporates, as Good Texture's saying. So
true.
as
Slippage,
people
yeah,
sell
slippage is
down,
real.
the people who didn't sell, they're not going to be able to ever sell for that. So their spread of what the price valuation just dropped doesn't go to someone else. It disappears.
Yeah, but that
could
wasn't
be a
real.
big share.
That wasn't real currency anyway. That was
I mean,
speculative.
none of it's real. None of
None of it's
currency
real.
is.
And then the other thing is,
Yeah, we're
it's
living in imagination land right now.
It's being invented all the time, out of thin air by the banks. So that's the other thing. So as much of it that evaporates, there's more of it being produced.
Well, what
Out of-
people don't
out of the
understand is
And they sell us
all
pieces of
money.
paper that
All
are supposed
money
to
is
hold value,
labor.
but they trade us.
What was that, Johnny?
Well, you've got money, which is made up, and then you've got stocks that are exchanged for money, which are also made up.
Made up.
Which the prices are inflated by the companies that buy back their stocks. It's the
Using
price setting
fictitious
and all of
money
this stuff.
that they
It's all-
got
it's
for
all
free from the
mythical.
banks. Yeah, but here's what people don't understand about money is money is just getting somebody to do something for you. So money is it's energy.
Or
This is the way I used to work for this.
service.
I used to work for this billionaire, and the way he explained it to me is he said over the lifetime of American's life, working 40 hours a week for his whole life, say like 20 to 60, 75, they make $1 million.
3 million.
So for each
3.
Okay, well, let's say 3 million. For each $3 million you have, you basically own the labor of an American for his entire life. For each 3 million you have, full time.
That's money. Yep.
And most people don't look at it like that. Most people don't understand that it's the ability to hire people to do things for you. It's energy. It's like captured energy.
Yep. Except that there's not a lot of really good storage vehicles for it. Most storage vehicles for that energy, they don't last very long. That's why I like gold.
Oil, gold, yeah. Gold's suspicious to me because gold's obviously, yeah. We're hexologists. But gold is suspicious because gold's always had value, and I'm like, why would gold be valuable to people who are like hunter gatherers? I guess because it's shiny, but isn't fool's gold also shiny? Why is it fool's gold valuable to them?
Fool's gold isn't heavy. Have you ever? You can have it's stuff's heavy. It's extremely heavy, and it's easy to turn it into stuff. Pyrite, what you're talking about, fool's gold, is not easy to mold into stuff like real gold is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the conductivity, there's a whole bunch of properties of
it's
gold,
basically just shiny silica.
The fungibility, the scarcity. There's like you could learn about like the properties of money, and they all, like I said, fungibility, scarcity, divisibility, all that kind of stuff is like the pieces of it, and gold fits a lot of those motifs better than most other things have over history. That's the reason why, there is use to it, but like it also fits those molds,
You speak about fungibility. That was one of the big reasons that I got into Zcash. Is technically at this moment, Hex is not really fungible. Neither is any of these ERC tokens until they're until they're anonymized, they're not actually fungible. Bitcoin is not actually fungible. And to
Not
me,
really, you're right. I mean, like,
that is why I thought that Zcash was interesting, because it is one of the only cryptos that is actually something that can be used as money.
Where?
Yeah, I mean, that was why, like, the fungibility aspect, that whole side of it is what really drew me. I mean, my entry point into crypto was Monero. I mined Monero before I even honestly knew what Bitcoin was. I didn't even know what Bitcoin, like, really, like, I read a lot about Monero and was like, holy shit, this is what it's all about. You know, and before I knew it, I had like this whole room I'm sitting in was like fucking computer here, graphics cards over here, fucking shit hanging out of shit all over the place. You know, but like then I like realized after a while, as I'm fucking Poloniex or whatever, I'm like, oh, I need to use the Bitcoin to get to the other things for all this other, you know, there's like, it was obviously like a big piece of the puzzle that I was just like, oh, and that's then I got it, like obviously read more about it, but it was very peripherally for me at the get-go because I was so interested in the privacy features of, you know, Monero. And like Zcash was I was on that mining that day one, you know, like I was also dumping it real hard for a long time too. But
where do you sell Zcash? I mean, what is so I know Monero and Bitcoin are, and even ETH to a certain extent, have very good. You can spend it very easily, but where do you spend Zcash?
Nobody accepts crypto anywhere for the most part.
No,
it's a very,
I mean,
very small number of people that accept any crypto whatsoever. And the number
Haven, there's a new website called Haven.
Yeah, I mean, there's these little niche websites everywhere, but mostly crypto, nobody uses the stuff for the most part in commerce at all.
Speculation.
It's a joke.
Well, the legacy finance isn't going to allow that. Not until they have to. Not until we force them.
I mean, even the places.
It's not that legacy finance is not going to allow it. It's not easy. It's extremely difficult to use.
Well,
even
I know
if
a lot
it
of
is
people
that easy to use. It's not even that. It's like the systems that are out there that like when I was like, even when I believed that like Bitcoin was peer-to-peer money, you know, I still wouldn't spend, like I had the ability to spend it at Newegg. I had the ability to spend it at Expedia for a while. You had the ability to spend it at these places, and I didn't sell my Bitcoin. I didn't like, you know, who the fuck was selling it? That you sell the thing that goes up in price all the time?
Yeah, I mean, it's not because it goes up in price. It's because the slippage is so massive. If you want to actually buy something on Expedia, you're going to end up paying Coinbase fees going in and out. It doesn't make any sense to use it.
There's no way to get out of the fact that it's like it's like minimum 7% round trip, you know, like for anything you buy, and then to buy back in to replace that.
Not to mention their slippage too, the people who accept it.
Yeah, they have to dust off that machine they use once a year, you know,
and pay their fees to take it out to fiat too, because they aren't paying expenses in Bitcoin.
And that's one of the great things about Hex is Hex doesn't. Nobody in Hex or nobody that was potentially behind Hex pushes forward any of these dream scenarios in which Hex is a commerce coin. Nobody here has the false idea that Hex is somehow going to become this thing that's using commerce.
No, I thought it was fantastic. I think that like one of the great features of it is that like Richard's talked about before is that like we're not even going to clog up the blockchain. Like you need two transactions, stake, unstake. That's it. Yeah. You know, sell at the end. Three if you're transferring into something else. You know,
one of the reasons I decided, I guess I studied legacy finance.
Too much.
And one of the reasons I've kind of entered now is because I think that the digital yuan, I know a lot of people don't like it. We'll see. It could be like the Venezuelan. I don't know if you guys know the Venezuelan bolivar is a digital currency as well. But the digital yuan could change the game if it's freely convertible from crypto into the digital yuan, because then you could spend digital yuan. I don't know if you guys have been on AliExpress, if you've been on Alibaba. Alibaba is the wholesale website for the world. So if you can buy things in bulk, so you can take, let's say all of us are hexillionaires. We're all 9 of us are hexillionaires, and we want to have a business. You know, we want to have legitimate income. So we take Hex, we convert it into digital yuan, and we buy, like Richard says, buy your freedom. We buy whatever we know a lot about, and we start selling that thing. Well, we've just taken Hex, and we've turned it into currency directly. We've bought things now. I know it's just one step closer, but it's, right now it's like you have to go from ETH to like UST, and then from UST, and then you get Coinbase.
You don't have to go into
KYC, and it's
like so. I listened to funding, and I did what he said, and it like this there like I don't know if you've heard of like the True USD, which is a pretty nifty token on ETH. They're like, sure, yeah, there's KYC, but it's a smart contract that they're like attached to an escrow account. They're like, you just send your True USD tokens from an ETH token that's pegged to the dollar straight to the smart contract, and it knows your deposit address and just dumps it right into your bank account.
Or you can just use US dollars through Alibaba, and you don't have to touch crypto ever. So
and that's the thing is like
wow. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I mean,
did you wait? Did you just say you can buy US dollars through Alibaba?
No,
you can use US dollars on Alibaba.
Oh, but I'm talking about converting from. I'm talking about from if you're already in crypto.
Did you drop into our chat real quick, RG3? I'm gonna send a link to this stream in the middle of our chat.
Are we hosting that one now?
Hey, where'd it go?
Yeah, it's host turn.
Guys, what are y'all doing? Why did we turn it off?
What I'm saying is you're thinking that the digital yuan is going to be the onboarding thing that's going to make everything happen because, and they've been saying
that's
that.
Not what I'm saying. I'm saying it'll be one step closer to. And here's another thing. I lived in China. China doesn't care about international law. They're not. If they know they can capture 90% of the crypto market by not requiring KYC, they'll do that. They don't give a crap. I can tell you story after story of stuff that I've seen, and I'm like, that's a war crime. That's like international, like that's like so illegal. And the Chinese doing it. They're doing it like at scale. They're doing it like at a massive scale, and I'm like, that's like.
You gotta start smoking weed, bro. You gotta chill. You're letting this shit get to you way too much.
We know the world's messed up.
I mean, it doesn't bother me.
I think I'm gonna go get back on DLive because there's this really good show on there where this chick is over there doing something.
Is that?
I'm telling you, I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for that, but I mean,
take your referral code, buddy.
Yeah.
Why would you get in trouble? She's doing it. Why can't you?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I can put her on there like this. I mean,
you're supposed to be able to. Yeah, you're sharing.
That's what Mama did.
This is what Mama Rock was talking about. You're hosting her now.
Yeah.
Oh, Mama Rock said to do this?
I'm actually really stealing her stream, I think. I don't know, but
no, you're not.
So can you get lemons in there?
Everybody go
recommend everyone go follow this girl.
She's rolling down.
How many people does she have?
Yeah, how many watchers does she have?
39 watchers in there.
That's it?
Oh.
39.
49 now. I'm 38.
It's going up.
Adding with the boys. Come now, boys.
Oh, RG3's is going down.
my stream just emptied out.
Shut up, did it?
Well, she's pointing at us.
It's our fault.
I think she's either drunk or something. I don't know, but she was.
I'm giving this girl a diamond. Good work, girl.
Are you gonna give it to gosh? Oh my god.
It was.
I guess.
I was like,
all thoughts aside, I was really hoping that the digital bolivar would have changed crypto, and it's a fake crypto. It's not real.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys looked at it or analyzed it at all. It's pegged to the bolivar, and it's not convertible to anything, and it's turbo notifications.
No, yeah, she's excited about my diamond.
Oh, is she really?
Who gave her a diamond?
Way to go, Big K. Put a ring
Give her a
on that.
ninja. When you guys give her a ninja?
Whoa! One step at a time. Oh, she's done. She's done. That was.
I'll give her something.
Last. Was all.
Not gonna come on the stream, you guys.
You guys trying to squeeze some lemons over there?
Hey, hexadecimal.
What's that?
Hexadecimal.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
Man, so being new to crypto, let me ask you a personal question.
All right.
New as in this year.
Yeah.
How far out are you staked with Hex? Just a year and a half, 2 years?
No, I've been looking at the game theory of it. I'm 15 years on some stuff. I'm 1 year,
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm all the way. I would look at Ryan's staking ladder. I don't think I'm going to go to 500 per week micro stakes because of the ETH fees, but I might do 2, maybe 5, something like that.
It's really not even the ETH fees that's so bad. It's just the labor is unbelievable.
The labor?
The labor involved in setting a stake for every day for years is massive.
Yeah.
Not every day.
Weekly.
Although I think
Weekly or monthly?
I think Litecoin Moses
a little
did.
much for me. Yeah. Weekly is a little much for me. I think monthly is like, and that's a lot of my stuff. I did a 10-year monthly one. So
I like the monthly. That's what I did.
Well, I think
tapered
Ryan,
it down as I further went out.
What Ryan said is he wants it to be a
lot
salary.
of work for him. He's right.
No, he's like it's a salary. It's like every Friday.
Well, he will feel like it's a salary too because it's going to be a
he'll
job.
be putting in the work.
I know, God,
He'll be
pushing a button.
I mean, imagine
Man, you guys
it
like
is-
George
imagine that it-
Jetson. A button.
I mean, imagine that it goes up to that price, like to actually like super high value. Then we're like just like dealing with your Trezor or Ledger or whatever. Like, I mean, when are you going to go to your very secure location daily? How secure is that going to be when you got to be there daily? To unstake and stake your claims. I mean, it just seems like a lot of be tethered to that thing for my whole life. Then forever.
What kind of secure location? What do you mean, like?
Like, I mean, I just don't like. I mean, I'm not gonna like just be like if I'm traveling around or going places, I'm not gonna necessarily have I'm not gonna want to have my coins just like on me all the time. I don't feel like that's necessarily safe. So like I got to get at my private keys securely to then go out, to do some secure work on a regular daily basis. Oh my gosh, that seems very painful. I like plan on like catamaraning around the Caribbean for a while. Like I don't think there's any cell service there, man. I just like
satellite. Yeah, it's satellite internet. It's expensive. It's
so.
like $2,000 a month, but yeah.
I just feel like that's a lot of things to think about forever.
Yeah, for 15 years. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Okay. So I mean, having some spacing out between there would be I feel. But who knows? Maybe there'll be somebody will create an unstaked service or something like that. Some contract you can put on top. But I wouldn't trust that. I don't know.
So I got a question. I haven't been keeping up very closely, but is everyone still locked into that promise coin, that Hexi promise coin? Is everybody still locked into it, or have they been allowed the permission to dump their coins yet?
Oh, I mean,
you can sell on Uniswap anytime. It's just the Uniswap price is pretty low.
That's incorrect. You couldn't sell on Uniswap at any time. They pulled all the liquidity.
For a while, you couldn't. Yeah.
Oh, so the devs have allowed people to dump again?
And people have sold a lot. Like, I mean, it looks like it went down for So you'd have to. So if you're exchanging on their thing right now, let's somebody pull it up here. Let's just.
I bought 143 today for $1.28 a hexi, which is pretty low.
The problem with and like the thing like the like that I was speaking about when we were talking about this last time is like the weak peg that they have to Hex is that now when you have any sort of black swan event like this happen, now you've lost the peg so much that like the transform lobby is still $6.50 and the Hex the price on on exchange is $1.50, and so like that is such a huge disparity that no one's ever going to see anybody convert any coins over.
Right.
So
well, you're forgetting that they can do whatever they want. So what I talked to
So no one. I'm just saying that like any sort of dividends wouldn't be like that's just not really a possibility.
Right. So I was talking to Lotto about game theory, and I said, listen, Lotto, if you want people to use the transforms, and I think they should have sell as well, but I said what you do is you just have a bonus, a locked bonus. Let's say it's locked for, I don't know, 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is. It's a locked bonus, and that's pegged or pegged to the Uniswap price, so that it's you're not going to get less than what.
So right now, though, so if it was
just add a bonus to it because they can do whatever they want. I mean, it's their, it's theirs.
So right now though, if you added a bonus onto it, they would still be down by 33% on the value of it. They'd still be off by that much. So like that, that would be like even if you
add 33% bonus.
Then you're going to get a lot of people to get a lot of coins
bonus if you want.
Then you'd have a lot more coins for people to continue to dump over. I mean, it's very difficult to peg coins to other like it's
right.
Like
but if you have them locked, if you have all the bonus coins locked for 6 months or for locked for a period of time, so that they can't. I mean, it's game theory. I'm sure that they're probably talking to like, people on the Hex side about different things they can do, but it's all about incentivizing good behaviors, incentivizing the behaviors you want. So, I mean, and honestly, as good community members, we shouldn't want them to fail, because if they fail, it harms us. It harms our bags in Hex. Because then it's like,
it doesn't. I mean, Hex has been totally unaffected by any of this garbage. Totally
Are we talking about Hexy? What are we talking about?
All right.
I don't know what we're talking about, but I'm getting really bored.
Yeah, don't start making shit boring. I just got my computer just got whacked. Man.
Yeah, I was wondering why you just went. I was like, you just disappeared. I was like, well, I guess we were boring him.
Your computer got an STD from Jogger.
I would imagine so. It was like,
hey, Big K. Now, I'm curious. What is it that got your interest about some of these other outside programs? I mean, it's interesting to me because is it Hex enough?
I mean, like, it is for sure, but like, I'm just interested in I haven't like when Homeboy came on and was talking all about all that all the Unipower and everything else that was,
where did he go? I haven't seen him yet.
Hexillion.
He disappeared.
So what? I went and followed their Discord group that he like offhandedly mentioned. I've paid attention to a lot. Like, I could tell you all about the top 20 like most garbage coins that have come out. And they come out with one. Like, I'm talking every other day, dude. Like every other day. So like I mean, like I pay attention to that stuff, because like in this space right now, everything legacy sucks. So like everything legacy. So like when people are like, Bitcoin's going to the moon, you're like, or any of these, there's no offense, Litecoin's going to, super high, like, okay, good luck, but like, there's just nothing happening.
Litecoin Moses, Litecoin Moses, you gonna take that?
There's just not shit happening in the communities, and like,
nothing's gonna happen with Litecoin until fucking August, dude. Until the testnet and shit comes out in September. So
till it dies. Is that what you're saying?
So like, there's just a lot of, there's way more action happening in like
you can't be a maximalist
DeFi space right now than anywhere else. So I can't help but follow it. It's I'm drawn to like a moth to the flame to conflict and excitement. So
at least Litecoin will be a good. At least Litecoin will be a good test bed for what happens with Hex if the founder exit scams.
So here's my conclusion on this stream, our test stream here with 10. Too many fucking people. There's just too much talking going on. It'll be good, if we do get overflowed and we can put, 7, maybe 8 people on, but you get 8, 9, 10 people, just starts getting people talking over the top of each other all the time. And then the lag, of course, nobody knows when they're speaking at their time or whatever.
Right.
So we just have to be real aware of that, or else it's gonna fucking sound like a garbled up bunch of garbage. So which, it pretty much sounds like that anyway from all you fuckers, but
you got more tan, dude.
Well, now it's completely pitch black out here. I need to get another. I need to fix my lighting in here. This sucks.
Jesus, man, looks like you're in Venice Beach, man. Shit, dude. Getting tanned up. Bro.
I thought you got some suntan. It's not true. I was like, all right, maybe he was like laying out. Went to the beach.
All right.
There you go.
There you go. That's for you, Litecoin.
Soldiers. Yeah, they're hating on your bags, man.
All right, so guys, hey, it's been 3 hours and 38 minutes of streaming. So 4 hours, it cuts me off. At 4 hours, I don't get any recording. So we're gonna have to get ready to call it a night. Call it a FN Hangout. Thanks for coming on and spreading your bullshit like you guys do. And thank everybody in the chat room for hanging out. And hey, it's cool. We're starting to learn DLive, and we've got new followers and I think there might be something to this DLive thing. I think
20K Christmas.
I think once we figure out how to break into it and we start following others, and
don't forget to release the Kraken. Everyone's wanting to know about.
Okay. Let me jump over there and do that real quick.
We got to get that ghost box though to really break in.
The Kraken.
You know what, bro? I'm down.
Man.
I'm down with that.
Nice,
rather than
Kraken.
trying to fly myself to the hollow
I threw out
moon.
my bottle.
Oh, okay.
Hey, we need to change that Litecoin. It's going to be the 33 Christmas.
Let's see. Let me go over here to DLive.
That's y'all's prediction now. I'm dropped it.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, he's backing off of it. Okay, so let's see. Am I in? I'm not in our stream.
That's Hex Toshi's now.
Ah, crap.
I'll take it.
Let me log out of this one. And for some reason, I just got into the wrong one. Let's see. DLive. Log in.
You're a good guy, Hex Toshi. I wish we could hang out sometime.
Yeah, dude. We need to hook up.
Let's see. Here we go.
13 cents.
That's the wrong one. How did that fucking...
I want to know more about your house, GT. I've been in the building materials supply for like 30 years. So,
all right, guys. So I'm gonna hit the pirate chest here.
The pirate chest.
And distribute the rewards. Here you go.
Distribute the booty.
Let's see what happens. Let's see who gets the booty. It's
whoever's following
pulled into
Brand gets the booty. Brand gets the booty.
It had to be pulled into place. Just do the math. It had to be. The math is just too outrageous.
It's
it's the fact that it's placed so astronomically perfectly, such that it supports the Earth in the way that it does. It had to be put there. Like, it can't just magically appear like it did. Like, if the moon wasn't there, the Earth would be all jacked up. Like, it wouldn't even spin properly.
There it is. Oh,
Boom.
Look who gets it. So
Ballet.
Boom.
So Brand, our boy Brand got it.
It.
Got 600 or 65 lemons.
Why didn't
Internet
Brand
lurker.
come in here?
I think he had some buddies with him or something. He was flexing and stuff, so he had to hang out with him. Connects,
all right.
Connects got 38, and Ash 84 got 32. Right on.
I try to keep track of what's going on in the chat for you guys, so you guys get out of
Hex Jesus can't even see. We're just using our phones, so
right.
So
right.
Yeah.
Right on, guys. Well, hey, I'm gonna cut us off for the night. Have a great weekend. Thanks for coming and hanging out. DLive is freaking kicking. This is cool. We'll see you guys on Monday on Discourse Syndicate. Later days.
See you guys.
Hey, everyone.